Cap first. Hell yeah. Ooh. Microphone. Why is it not working on TikTok? There we go. What's up, guys? Hey, Evan. Going good, Cap. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't going to respond to that, Greg. What's up, Duck? We love you, NB. With the $5 super chat. Have a good day, NB. Perfect timing, Smack. Perfect timing. What's up, Smack?
Oh yeah, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah?
I want to ask you a quick question. I have it written down somewhere.
I can hear giggling.
Oh, I was sneezing earlier.
You want to have an actual conversation or just be a douche troll? I'd love to have a conversation about this, but I mean, trolls are just boring.
Sorry, what was that?
I said you're a dumbass troll. I'd like to have an actual conversation, but trolls are boring. Would you like to have an actual conversation about this god?
You need proof for that.
Yeah, I have all the proof I need. That was boring. I love it so much. It allows you to have to believe in him. You are separate from him. It's just a belief. You can never be separate from God, no matter what way you think you need or you need. Yeah, Christians live twice as long. Kitty is upstairs. Cody's limited. What's up with my limitation? What limitation? I gave Joel Osteen $5, so I'm saved. That's about how that works. Yeah. What is up?
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man. You over the age of 18?
Yeah, I'm 35. I was actually just going to ask if you're familiar with any of Christ before Jesus's work on Jesus and Paul never actually existing.
Yeah, I'm a mythicist.
Okay, cool. I just I've talked to a few different creators on here with similar, lives, and I kind of was like, dude, if you guys like, why aren't more people like leading off with the fact that they're like Savior didn't even actually exist? But
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a good point. Every time I bring it up, it immediately ends the conversation because they have no arguments for it.
Well, and that's kind of what he said. But anyways, I'll let you get some ops up here. Take care, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Cool dude. Cool dude. I'm not making a claim. What? Yeah, Duck, this is a negative claim. It's the exact equivalent of saying I don't believe in unicorns because there's no evidence for it. It's literally the exact same thing. The person saying that the unicorn exists is the one that has to prove it. Yeah. Given I do make the positive that there is no such thing. What's up, Beige? Yeah, Duck, anyone saying that does not understand how critical thinking and logic works. Like, again, think of it this way. Proof to me that unicorns don't exist. What's up, Evan? Metaphysics specifically, not necessarily. I have not read like a specific book that prioritizes metaphysics. I've read a couple that go over like the basics of metaphysics. But you can't really have good philosophy with only metaphysics. Yeah, that's not what a unicorn is. A unicorn is a metaphysical, mythological creature. What's up, Frank?
Hello, how you doing?
Doing all right, man. You over the age of 18? That's
Yes,
a
sir,
troll
I'm
sign.
23. What are you talking about?
Trollololololololol. Trollolololol. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, that's what that is. I just noticed that now.
All right, man. Which God do you believe in?
Well, I grew up in the Mormon faith, so I guess you can use like Joseph Smith and Jesus interchangeably, I guess.
Not even the Mormons believe that.
Well, have you been inside a Mormon church?
No, I've read the book. They don't worship Joseph. They do worship Jesus.
Yeah, that's what they try. That's what they tell you, but everything else is pointing to the contrary when you walk inside the church, because there's pictures everywhere.
Yeah, man, it's the same for Catholics. They have statues of Mary. They don't worship Mary.
Well, how do you define worship?
By giving awe and inspiration to some sort of
And a picture would
power.
identify that?
No, not necessarily. I have pictures of my mother and myself in the house.
Well, all right.
I don't worship myself
well,
nor
I-
my mother. That's stupid.
Okay. Oh, I understand. So just a quick question. So in terms of evidence, you, I guess, don't accept anecdotal stories as
Not on its own, nor does a court.
okay. Well, not as a what? Sorry.
Courts don't either. Anecdote on its own ain't shit. You have to provide external evidence justifying the anecdote as true.
Don't courts do accept that if it's like a witness or something? Isn't that
Dependent on the context, dude, you gotta have external evidence that the story is true. Someone can also say that they saw Bigfoot, doesn't mean they did. Someone can say anything. I saw the murderer. He is a 32-foot. Yep, bullshit. The anecdote is bullshit.
Yeah, I understand. You probably just don't want people up here preaching and whatnot. But the thing is that like I was beating my meat to porn, and I had a porn addiction, and then I
It's always the first few callers that are pathetic troll. What's up, Daddy?
I was just wondering what anecdote he was about to give us. Like, you know, hey.
Him beating his meat.
Oh man, I ran my live earlier. It was unsuccessful, but fun.
Yeah, I mean, it takes time to get some viewers. Hell yeah. I'm proud of you.
I'm trying to do a different topic for every week in Pride Month.
That's valid. Oh, yeah, what's up, Nietzsche?
Hey man,
Hey.
what did you think live yesterday?
Dude, oh my god. Those two went so fucking left field.
Yeah, whenever Dante comes up, it always just it goes in a weird direction. Yeah, I might post it later though. I'll tag you in it.
Valid. Yeah, guys, the stream is posted over on the Discord. If you guys aren't part of the Discord, the mods can provide a link.
What was that first guy on about? He got Mormonism on and
Oh,
he
he's a
started saying some
troll.
weird stuff.
He had the
Wow.
you remember from the good old COD days when we had like troll videos on YouTube and they had that specific
Yeah.
troll face? He had the troll face as his PFP.
Oh, okay.
All right, Euro, let's see what you got today, brother. What question you got, man?
I remembered the question from last night. I was gonna ask, did an explosion cause the whole
No.
universe?
So the Big Bang Theory was coined Big Bang by another astronomer that wanted to discredit the theory. It's just a big expansion.
Just a big expansion?
Yeah.
How did the
By
expansion
big, I
get
mean-
there?
It's a rapid expansion event.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily saying that's the beginning of space and time.
We don't necessarily know what started it per se. We know some of the causes for the current expansion.
Are we like still like researching it?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
some theories, but we don't know for sure.
Okay. All right.
When
Thank
you
you.
say
I'm gonna do
big-
some research.
When you say big, since that's ordinal, like what are we comparing big to?
Our whole fucking universe. What the hell do you mean?
No, that's the thing in contention.
Yo, this guy's an idiot, bro. There's no way I was like.
No, how can it be big? Like, suppose there's one human that exists, and you say this human is tall. He's tall compared to what?
Yo, you're a fucking idiot, bro. Yeah, Christians are dumbasses, bro.
He's not a
Wait, so let me
Christian.
present the argument for why God exists. First, let's.
Oh,
get
you
our
are a
predicate.
Christian.
First, let's get our predicate.
Oh,
straight.
pause. I don't do Philbro bullshit, but I will
No, I'm not gonna-
listen.
I hate
Y-
Philbro stuff.
no,
It's
you
bad.
don't. You are one, but I would love to
No,
hear your
no,
argument.
Doesn't change one iota.
So the first one is just going to be a single predicate or a monadic predicate that accepts similarity.
I'm not a Philbro, but anyways.
That's not what I said. That's actually not.
Oh my god, we should get Defus up here.
God. I'm not a Philbro, but anyways, Philbro jargon, Philbro jargon, Philbro jargon. Anyways, what do you think? Go ahead. Low tier, you can't keep up. He ran.
Mr. Doodat, first off, we have tons of evidence for the brain before you physically see it. Second off, come on up.
I love that Philbros think they're actually intellectual.
Listen, I don't even think I'm intellectual. Like, I
Well,
hear
he's
the ways-
joking.
That's fair.
He's 100% joking. I think he's fucking around.
That's valid. Like, whenever I hear another person talk on like biology and stuff, my first thought is, "Wow, they really know the topic well," and not like, "Wow, I knew that." Like my brain just goes to, "Wow, they did a great job."
Good job, buddy. Is arrogance part of your dominance? Ooh.
Earlier, this guy named Dark Brandon tried to call me out of my name, being a little bitch about things, and I'm like, "Well, you're wrong about these things," and he muted me and started screaming, and then I unmuted when he was done, and I'm like, and all I said was, "So are you ready to show me a study?" And he like kicked me out and then screamed at me in the comments. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Darth Dawkins 2.0.
And Dark Brandon
Oh
is
my
this.
god, don't even get me started.
Apprentice Dawkins.
I'm surprised you don't host Darth Dawkins.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, he never comes to my stream.
Yeah, he's kind of scared of brain power.
Yeah.
Deathwish comes up all the time. He's probably my most frequent viewer. P-Mars comes up sometimes. But yeah, if you look at my channel, I have a bunch of videos of Deathwish going crazy.
Yeah,
Like, if you
he's
look at my most
something.
recent one, he literally just screams he lost. And
How's it
doesn't
feel to
let it.
lose? How's it feel to lose? He's got such a fucking gorgeous voice, though.
Yeah, it is very like masculine. God has been proven. Oh my god.
Well, if God has been proven, I'd love to see the mathematical equation because, like, we need math for proof. Is T a math equation? Because
Yeah, guess what? They're getting confused like the mathematical symbol of alpha for like the biblical language. Or something like that. I don't know.
TEA. Sports, it's in the game. Very interesting.
Mr. Doodat, I do not believe in fairies, but I think they're really cool.
This
Just
is
like I don't
proven in
believe in
2015.
like I don't believe in orcs from Warhammer, but orcs from Warhammer are really cool.
Valid.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
I think a lot of fake or mythological things is cool. It's I mean, like I was saying the other day, I have a tattoo of Athena on my leg and Dionysus' symbol tattooed on my back. Like, I mean, I love stuff like this.
I don't
The
know what
evidence for-
T is.
The evidence for thought, it would be neural pathways, I believe. That would be the best way to describe it, or electric charges through neural pathways.
Yeah, what evidence points to thoughts being in the brain? MRI machines. We can observe it. We can watch it. We can test
yeah,
it.
I've had discussions with Theus before. Like, can you prove consciousness? And I just said, well, we can observe them like empirically in an MRI machine. I was like,
Yeah.
no, that doesn't count. I was like, what do you mean it
No.
doesn't count?
The
They're saying there wasn't sufficient evidence because of the hard problem of consciousness. Now we
Yeah,
can't observe.
I
it.
don't grant the
Epiphenomenal
hard problem.
Yeah.
I would ask them what the hard problem of consciousness is, because what people forget is there is a hard problem of consciousness and an easy problem of consciousness. Or yeah, I think it's called the easy problem of consciousness.
Yeah, I was like reading a paper about psychophysical harmony, which I think is like the most compelling argument for God, even though it's only like subpar in my opinion. They just define the hard problem of consciousness as we can't directly observe qualia, which is
Right.
responsible for subjective experiences.
Which, my argument against that is qualia, right, is why do we feel? Okay, well, when you see things like the color red, for instance, go into Mary's room, it's because the light refraction in your eye processes information in the brain, which then releases chemicals to produce a feeling towards the color. There you go. Like, what are you talking about?
I also think that the Mary's room argument is kind of hard to justify because isn't Mary's room there's a girl who was born in a room who has studied and learned literally everything about the color
Yeah.
red. She leaves the room and she sees the color red for the first time. Has she learned anything new?
Yeah, and seeing the color red is still processing new information about the fucking color.
Yeah. But I would argue that you can't know everything about the color red if you haven't seen the color red.
Me too. Exactly. Yup.
So,
I think it's a horrible argument.
Well, that
horrible
means
argument.
the setup of Mary's room is automatically illogical because, in the setup, she has to know everything about the color red. And because she hasn't seen it, she clearly doesn't know everything about it.
Yeah, Rick, you're not
Thus-
seeing
Yeah.
your thoughts either. It's the same part of your brain that does activate when you see things, but it doesn't mean you're actually seeing it. Your eyes are not seeing it. We can see with our eyes which part of the brain is lighting up for that processing in the brain. Like, you have a really all short argument here.
Also, yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, okay, the most like, what would you say like in response to psychophysical harmony? Do you know what the argument is saying?
Is that going to be about all things coming together in the universe? Like all things work together?
No, it's not like it's a little bit different from like a fine-tuning argument. So basically this one is saying that phenomenal states are related with each other, and this is more expected under theism because the likelihood that these phenomenal states would match up under naturalistic atheism would be so low that it's not even worth considering. While under theism, God has a reason to match these phenomenal states together. Like, for example, whenever you stab yourself in the foot, it hurts and it's harmful for you. That would be example of a phenomenal state matching up. So
Yeah.
it's assuming like a dualist kind of perspective.
With those arguments, I always grant, yes, if your God is real, then it is more likely in that worldview. Can you now demonstrate that that worldview is actually true? That's usually how I go about it.
They usually just like whenever I ask people like this, they usually just give examples, like the one I just gave about stabbing yourself in the foot. It hurts and it causes pain. The fact that it hurts and it's harmful for ourselves and it causes pain would be example of a phenomenal state matching up. And I simply just mean our physical consciousness matching up with our non-physical consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's also like with that same argument, we can literally throw it back in their face. Like if they're saying that it's more likely if this worldview is true that this would be the case in this worldview, we could also throw in, okay, if you want to use likelihood, it is 100% probable for a natural world because we only have one world which is natural. Therefore, we are correct. Like it's the same. It's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, the most intriguing like response to that question I would just say is I could literally create a possible world where any state is phenomenally matched, and where naturalistic atheism and theism are likely,
That's
both
so true.
likely. Like,
I didn't even
if I
think of
could
that.
say in a natural possible world where stabbing myself in the foot is pleasurable and doesn't cause harm, that is a example of a phenomenal state that's matching up and wouldn't be any more likely under theism or atheism. I mean, it's pretty arbitrary because you could say any state is phenomenally matched in any possible world.
That
So I
is
think like
valid.
a
Yeah, I like that. There's zero evidence how the speck or singularity got there that caused the Big Bang. There's zero evidence about how your God got there. Oh, wait, the special pleading fallacy of he created all things, therefore he was always there. Well, guess what? The universe was always there. Bada bing, bada boom. Your logic used against you, you lose. How does it feel to lose?
Also, wouldn't the best piece of evidence for uh, how the hot dense state got there be the first law of thermodynamics, because energy hydrogen sunlight?
I would
Because
actually
energy
yeah,
argue
energy
for
cannot be destroyed or
quantum fluctuation.
Ooh, that's a good one
yeah.
too. I think simpler. The only reason I go to energy, first law of thermodynamics is it's usually simpler for them to understand.
That's fair.
But I do not disagree with the quantum fluctuation. I
Oh,
just think
look.
that
They used
That's
the exact argument I said they were going to use. Oh my God, I'm a
the
prophet.
creator's
Put
uncreated,
me in the
spaceless, and
Bible.
timeless.
Put me in the Bible. I am a prophet.
Yeah,
so
he's a prophet.
I
Yeah.
reject.
So I remember I was running like LARPing a little bit. I was running like a deist argument. I was saying like if God is beyond space and time, then he could ground the universe as a brute fact. But I remember the atheist just asked me, well, if God is beyond space and time, then what is beyond space and time for God? What is grounding God?
Yeah,
Because God in itself cannot be a brute fact in virtue of the essence, in virtue of the name.
that's fair. Interesting. Never heard that one. Bro is not a prophet. I just proved that I am. I said that something was going to be said, and it did. I just proved beyond any evidence that the Bible has ever
Hey Brian, how's it going?
demonstrated that I am a prophet.
So do you believe him? Huh? Who are you asking? I don't know who you're asking.
I think we're all atheists. What are you,
Yeah, I know
Nietzsche?
evidence is
Hello,
agnostic.
how you doing?
atheist.
Okay, got you. What's up, Bretta?
How you doing, my brother?
I like that. You're over the age of 18, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, which God do you believe in?
So I grew up in the Mormon faith.
How
Another pretend
bored do you
Mormon.
have to be? How bored do you have to be?
Oh my god, Mormonism has to be the stupidest thing ever. It's like it's just straight up a cult, honestly.
Well, no, that was the same guy that came up like a couple minutes later
Oh,
talking
that was
about beating his
okay.
meat.
Oh right.
Yeah.
So he said, a guy in the comments said, atheism is untenable. How do you think we got here? Naturalistic processes.
Abiogenesis, if you want to get more specific. I'm actually really excited to lean into the RNA world hypothesis personally, because that is where we are heavily leaning after the last few studies on like early life.
Like
But
which studies in particular? Like, can you name some?
so are you familiar with the Genuine study of 2024?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
So that was an abio. So you're aware. And I'm not trying to talk to you like an idiot. I'm so sorry. I had to explain this earlier, so I want to make sure it's clear. RNA world is a subsect of abiogenesis. They're very related, right? And in fact, abiogenesis can be true, and RNA world will be true at the same time. So the thing that RNA world is going to be looking at in the genuine experiment is because the first amino acid chains in which formed in their prebiotic experiment was RNA amino acid chains. And so they're going back through right now and redoing the experiment. It'll be It'll be the 2027 study that's going to be going through, and they're going to go through and they're going to break down the individual components to see when different things form before their protocell formed.
Oh, okay. So they believe there's a life even behind the protocell, or are they still saying the protocell is the first life?
They're still saying that they're still saying the protocell is the first life, but
Okay.
what we're trying to do is we're trying to see if we're trying to see if the way in which this protocell formed during the 2024 experiment will be consistent across the 2027 one and the 2028 one
Hello.
as well.
What is up, Theo?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Not much. How are you?
Doing all right, man. You over the age of 18?
Yep.
Awesome. Which God do you believe in?
So you can use Brigham Young and Joseph Smith interchangeably.
Where did
Same
those
guy.
come from? Amino acids and other building blocks of life are just found in space. If you want to bring everything back, everything goes back to the hot, dense state of which energy cannot be created or destroyed. Therefore, it's always existed. So energy has always existed. The universe has always existed. All things are attributes of the universe. There you go. Would you like to demonstrate
Yeah,
God or
that's
keep on doing a horrible representation of burden shifting?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were formed in
interesting
first and second
theory
grade.
is I heard like amino acids came like a meteor from outer space. I
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
one of the
an
most, yeah.
interesting theory. Is that what the RNA theory is saying?
Well, so
Or
there's
is
like,
that
Sort of.
something?
for like every part of the process, there's like 3 hypotheses that are true and do happen. We just don't know which one actually happened. RNA is one of them.
Oh,
So
okay.
we currently have pulled 32 amino acid chains out of space. The first one was the only one that was majorly reported in the news and everything like that because, like, you know, it's always the first guy. But my lab actually got to work with one of the amino acid chains last year. And so I got to say for a few years that I was working with an alien. Haha, big joke.
Fox
But
McCloud,
anyways,
eternal does not mean infinite. All things have existed for eternity because time began, supposedly, seemingly, 13.8 billion years ago. Therefore,
Yeah.
all of everything existed for eternity. Like, that's such a stupid, ignorant argument.
absolutely. Yeah, that's
I think like space time is infinite. I don't think like Big Bang is necessarily saying that it was beginning of space and time.
I agree with that
I
as well.
believe it's
Planck
just like,
time. We don't go anywhere past that.
or I'm intrigued by like the Big Bounce theory or the Big Crunch theory. I'm leaning towards like the Big Crunch where it's
I
like
prefer
two
bounce,
universes.
but I think that crunch is the most likely.
Yeah, like I think it's more likely that like two universes like colliding to each other and created some like cosmic state. We don't. I mean, of course, we don't really know.
Right.
I'd have to do more reading than that.
if I'm not crazy, I think Big Crunch and Big Bounce are
McCloud,
current-
eternal and infinite are 2 different words.
I think the Big Crunch and the Big Bounce are currently considered compatible, but I could be wrong.
Oh, are they?
I suppose they
thought they were
could
two
be.
separate theories.
I mean, they are separate, but I don't see anything wrong with both of them being true at the same time. Like, you could have multiple universes that each of them, some of them happen to crunch and some of them happen to continue.
Like a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
people don't.
I guess that's true.
A lot of people don't realize that panspermia is technically entirely compatible with
He said
abiogenesis.
sperm.
Like they are compatible theories. The issue is that we have a lot less evidence for panspermia.
I like the crunch bar theory. The universe condenses into a Nestle Crunch bar. That's funny. Yeah, McCloud. I'm personally not saying the universe is necessarily infinite, but if things existed for all eternity, that literally means by definition existed for all of time. And time in this hypothesis had a starting point. So if it existed at that starting point, it existed for all of time. It doesn't need to exist infinitely back just for all of time for it to be eternal. Like, you gotta go learn your words, bro. Go learn words.
Yeah. Who's better, Deleuze or Nietzsche? I prefer Nietzsche, but I do like. I've only read a little bit of Deleuze. I haven't read too much of him. I do like him though.
Do you think Jesus
That's
had
for sure.
piercings besides his hands and feet? Oh,
I mean, Jesus definitely seems like the type to get a Prince Charles.
Well, you
God
remember on his
damn.
chest he had that mark
Oh my
on the right side of his
god.
chest.
Well, he clearly had to have had marks on his chest. Being born of a virgin, he would have been XX chromosomes, which means he would have been our first trans woman.
Call that
And
a
so
King
he
Harry.
probably had.
Oh, yeah, those arguments always get me. I've seen a couple of those. I
He
think they're
probably-
hilarious.
He probably had scars from, that.
That Jacob's Ladder guy. Oh my god. Y'all are fucking crazy today.
No, you don't understand. The Holy Spirit is male, so.
Well,
It shows up on the
So-
shot of turn. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh my god, that's been debunked so many times.
Bedunked? Has it been bedunked?
Oh, debunked. Oops,
I'm messing with you.
grammar error.
Grammar error. Low tier.
low tier
Oh
back
my-
shots.
have
back
you-
shots.
Have you ever seen someone named Constantine? Constantine Chronicles.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's exactly like that, and he does it unironically too.
They.
Oh my God. He's so
Yeah.
he was, but he just gets destroyed in arguments. He has no idea what he's talking about most of the time.
That's the problem. Is whenever I speak to these guys, and I spend like a good hour actually talking to them, and I break them down out of the fucking scripted horseshit trolling. They actually usually, I think 100% of the guys the Phil Bros that I've had a decently long conversation with, all of them are first year philosopher students. So it seems to be that they're just reading like one book, one philosopher, one basic logic class, and then they immediately read a script and try and like take it as though they're fucking geniuses, but they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, if they were truly like philosophical in line, I don't think they would act
Yeah, no.
so arrogant.
Yeah.
They would realize, like what Aristotle said, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. So their entire fields of knowledge are outside of my grasp. I'm totally content with that.
Exactly. And their whole thing is you don't know this word in this one niched branch. Oh my god, you're so low tier. Tracking error, tracking error.
We gotta get Duff Dawkins up here.
Oh my god, I would rather kick a wall with toothpicks under my nail.
I heard somebody was like making really weird critique of you. He said like you were Darth Dawkins' son. It turned atheist.
I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of hate, especially from people like Monkey Boy and whatnot.
Monkey Boy doesn't like you.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't.
Well, how come?
I don't know. I like him a lot. I think it's
I think
because of
he's
how hard I
very
am.
smart. He is scary smart.
He's incredibly intelligent. I love
Yeah.
him. He's fucking awesome. I've got nothing against him. But yeah, I think they don't like A, that I'm an empiricist, and then B, that I shut down metaphysics so quickly.
Oh yeah, man. Whenever I hear him have a conversation, I'm trying to pierce together what he's actually trying to say. And I think he genuinely knows what he's talking about, unlike most Phil Bros.
Oh yeah, no, he's fucking genius.
See, every time I think Phil Bro, the first thing I think now is Russell. That's just because he's been following me around again.
Oh man, poor guy. He gets.
Russell spends
Oh.
so much time thinking about me, man. Like he's been in like three of the 4 lives I've been in this week. Man just decides to go poke up where I'm at.
He's just attracted.
I mean, listen, like I got a dad bod. If that's what he's into.
That's what I'm into.
Hell yeah! I was hoping you could say that. I mean, listen, I'm a catch, man. Like, I make really good chili. I made some bison chili yesterday. It was real good.
God, that's fucking wild.
Bison chili?
Our Lady of Zaitan? What?
I mean, it's this easy. It's just a bunch of reports. All Our Lady of Zaitan is a bunch of reports and doctored videos. So I have no reason to take it seriously because we've been able to prove the videos were doctored.
It is different from the 1917, correct? That's not the same thing.
Wait,
Yeah,
I might be. Was Zaitan the one? There's another one that.
Well,
we
they
showed
call
that-
them all the lady this, the lady that. Like, they're all the same fucking words.
Well, it's all because there's fucking. It's because they're sitting there stroking Mary off. That's all it is.
How would you explain like the supposed Eucharist miracles that like sometimes Catholics report?
I mean, they're like not most of the reports that I've seen of them are indeterminate and or faulty.
Eternal means for all of time, McLeod, you dumb nut. Go look up these words before you argue with them.
Explain the light. I mean,
Sunlight.
well, I think Our Lady of Zaythun happened at night, but like
Moon.
well, the moon of course works. I think the area had electricity at the time because they turned off the power to test it, and when they turned off the power, it went away. If I recall.
Oh.
It's been a while since I've researched it. So
The
could be
bat
wrong.
signal. Well, hello there.
I have one question. How do
Mhm.
you explain the fact that light is perfectly tuned to be accepted by our
I
eyes?
give up. I quit. I uninstall.
Exactly. Like how would you explain that light is perfectly designed for our eyes?
God damn you.
Explain that.
How-
Go ahead.
like-
Mhm.
like that's great. Like how would you explain that glasses fit our eyes so perfectly?
Exactly.
Yep.
But they're designed by humans. That is why light is also designed because it fits our eyes. For example, if light wasn't the way it is, you wouldn't be able to see with your eyes.
True.
I would
Okay,
actually
with that
argue
part-
against that and be it's 100% due to the evolution of the eye.
No.
You can't posit evolution. We're not having an intelligent conversation.
Like, it's because of our eyes that we can accept the refraction of light.
No. So, light is perfectly tuned for our eyes. The laugh of a person who's lost. The laugh of a person who's lost squared.
You haven't called me a low tier yet, god damn it.
Because you're even less.
Oh. Oh, damn.
You gotta know the pecking order. It's you, Popo Stool, the worms in the dirt.
Oh, a Muslim. Nice. Hi.
There's a lot of evidence for God, sir.
I agree.
All right, cool. What is your evidence for God?
But put on.
Wait, why is he laughing? Wait, I'm dead serious.
It's-
There's a lot of evidence.
The reason is against is because the host he doesn't actually have arguments. He just ridicules people.
Yeah.
If you present him a single good argument like I have, he just laughs hysterically.
Yeah,
Because
you
he
don't
has no
believe in
response.
God. You're such a bad person that you don't believe in God, bro. That's fucking
Totally.
kinda fucked up, bro.
Wait, I'm sorry. My autism kicked in. Wait, I'm confused. This is satire, right? Like
Yeah.
before I get any.
Yeah, he's
By
fucking
the way,
around.
do you know what his profile bio says?
Hmm?
It says if you're reading this, fuck you.
Wait, why would you read that?
Ooh.
I mean, I am Christian, but like,
Yeah,
it was just a joke.
I know.
Alright.
Tyshawn, which God? You are a Christian, you said?
Yeah. I'm Christian, of course. Yeah, that's the
Cool.
only real God. Yeah.
Cool. Are you being
You see how
genuine right now?
low-tier he is?
Huh?
He had to ask you the question you just said. And now he's gonna drop it because he's scared.
God damn it. Love you, Ems. Appreciate you hopping up, man. Okay, cool. So you believe in the Christian God. What you got for us? Why should we believe that he exists?
We should believe that he exists because it's like stuff all over the world. Like for example, like Jesus, like tomb and stuff. Like it's actually in the world.
What? No.
It's actually yes it is.
Wait,
His tomb's never been
Hold
found.
up.
His
Wait, hold
tomb
up.
was found. Yes, it was.
No.
Wait, hold up. Which tomb? Because there's 4 tombs in, I believe, in the Israel region. There's a tomb in India and a tomb in Japan. Which one of those 6 tombs is his tomb? And all of them claim to be tombs of Jesus. So which one?
Whichever one is true.
That's the point, brother.
Great descriptor. So like that's pretty brain dead to say. I'm not gonna lie. But like going deeper into this. If we find an empty tomb, what is that evidence of?
Well, his tomb was empty because he re-erected 3 days later, right?
Hold up. We're not talking about Jesus' tomb. We're talking about if we find an empty tomb, what is that evidence of?
That's
what is that most likely evidence of?
if you find an empty tomb, then like
You're so close. You're so close. Just say it. Just say it.
it wouldn't be evidence for anything, but like
but keep going. Keep going. No, finish that sentence.
It is evidence for something, though, right? So if we find an empty tomb, right, what is that evidence of? It's evidence for one thing, and I think you would.
evidence that somebody died.
No, an empty tomb, brother.
An empty tomb.
An empty
you guys are
tomb.
confusing me, bro. I'm gonna pray for y'all soon, bro.
I'll think for you too.
So an empty tomb is evidence for a tomb that is empty, right? And evidence. If we find an empty tomb, no matter where we find that, all we have found thus far is a tomb that's empty, right? So they claim that they found an empty tomb of Jesus, right? How can we prove that that tomb was Jesus's tomb?
DNA testing.
Okay, excellent. How long does DNA last outside of the body? If there's no body there, then there's nothing in which can hold this, right? So how long does DNA last outside of the body?
I'm pretty sure it could last like a few years. Yeah, a few years.
Yeah, I would give it a few years too. I would specifically give it, if we're talking about in an environment like the tomb where it was left open, because it never was said that it was closed. So we give it a tomb that was left open. At most, if it was a lot, I'd give it 3 years, right? So, so you're telling me that let's see, if we assume that Jesus, and I don't think he's real anyways, if we assume that Jesus died, let's say in 30 AD, right? Or 30 CE, 30 Common Era, right? Who in 33 CE went there and got the DNA evidence of Jesus?
There were no scientists, I think.
Well, there were scientists, but there were no DNA tests. So then how can you claim that there was DNA there? And furthermore, how could you know what was the DNA of Jesus? If I find DNA in a tomb, what is that evidence of? Empty tomb, and now we find DNA in it. What is that evidence of?
My brain is fried right now, man.
Well,
I can't
it
do
could be
this,
evidence
bro.
of a lot of things, right? You could say that it's evidence that a body was in that tomb and it was removed, right? That's possible if you find it.
Jesus'
fast,
body
right?
wasn't removed; he was resurrected.
Okay, but who cares? That's your claim. I don't think Jesus was real. I don't think Jesus resurrected.
He was real.
I don't believe that. So here's the thing. I'm granting you for the sake of this conversation that he was real. What is it? If I find DNA in a tomb, what is that evidence of?
It's evidence that somebody was in that tomb.
Oh, cool. So we find DNA in a tomb. We now can determine this tomb is empty and somebody was in it. What do we know about that somebody?
That he's most likely dead.
Okay, but who else goes in tombs?
Who else goes in
who
tombs?
the
Just
people
dead
who
people.
bring the people no, somebody has to bring the body in there. If the tomb is empty, it could be the DNA of a tomb robber that was found in there. If we find DNA in a tomb, and like the thing is that there's so much that this could be. None of this is proof of Jesus.
Well,
In fact,
a tomb. I don't think there were tomb robbers back then. Before
there were tons. There have been tomb robbers. So we know that there have been tomb robbers since like the early days of Hinduism, because a lot of early Hindu script was stolen by tomb robbers. So like you're talking almost, what is it, 15,000 years ago? Like,
Man.
so yes, there were tomb robbers back then. There are tomb robbers today. And so all we have right now is that if you find DNA in the tomb, we know it must be about 3 years old, right? So
but we're
we know
talking
it's not
about Jesus though. I'm pretty sure his tomb was likely like locked up somewhere, and it wasn't like it
No.
wasn't
tomb-
able to get through.
Okay, so let's say that this tomb was closed and that people weren't able to get through. Do tomb robbers generally walk up and ask for permission to enter a tomb?
I mean, no, because they're a robber.
That's great. So now we know that it could still be a tomb robber. Congratulations, you're working through it with me, right? So that empty tomb, we must now conclude, is clearly not evidence of God. And even if we find, it's not evidence of Jesus, and if we find DNA in an empty tomb, there's no way for us to determine that it was Jesus' DNA, and we have to determine that it was recent DNA, because there is no way for a tomb that was not airtight and was not sealed for most of its history to hold DNA for any long period of time. So the tomb does not matter anymore. Congratulations, your argument has failed.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. It did
It
not
absolutely
fail.
did. Do you want me to walk you through it again? Because
No.
I think my 5-year-old would understand it. I don't know what's cognitively stopping you from understanding it.
Okay. Do you want a better argument than that?
I want you to conclude that your argument has failed, and then we can move on to the next one.
Okay. What I can say is that one of the most best evidence for God is his presence.
Okay. Where is he present at right now? Can I go up and shake his hand?
Well, he's not a living being anymore. So when I say
You just answered your own question.
Congratulations. That is not good evidence for God. Would you like to move on to your next one?
wait, Jesus is God. So his presence isn't like it's not a physical presence, okay? It's more of a supernatural type of presence. Like,
What do you think supernatural means?
supernatural is stuff that really doesn't happen like in the real world. Like,
Yeah, supernatural means
it-
it breaks the laws of physics or it doesn't adhere to the laws of physics. It is things that cannot be true in a natural world of which we live in. So what do you mean
Wait.
by it's a supernatural presence? You mean it's a presence in your imagination that does not adhere
No.
to the laws of physics and logic, therefore cannot be true, but it's true to you because a book said so 2,000 years ago?
basically, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's called ignorance and being a dumbass.
Yeah, so this isn't any better evidence. In fact, this is worse than your first evidence, because at least we could explore the empty tomb, right? So now you have given us, I feel like it's true, and an empty tomb, and you have not come anywhere near proving Jesus. Okay, let's try to get specific, all right? In order to demonstrate a historical figure has existed, usually historians look for a first-hand contemporary source of that historical figure so that we can better infer their existence. Who is your first-hand contemporary account of Jesus?
Me.
Okay, so you were alive.
Right,
back
he
then?
left.
He left. Okay, I guess.
I'm sorry, Cody. I didn't mean to take that over.
No, dude, that was fun.
That was good. That was good.
Explorable evidence. Evidence by literal definition is facts and information leading to a true conclusion. So yeah, your evidence has to be something that is causal mechanism to the effect that you are trying to prove, and you have to be able to demonstrate, test, and critique it.
Yeah.
I know you're false. It's okay, HD.
Yes. evidence by definition is explorable. I mean, I think everything is explorable. Every concept in the world is explorable. Like,
That was a cute pivot, HD. It's adorable that you tried. I recommend studying logic to some degree. I'm pretty fucking ignorant on logic, but
I'm just gonna be here for the next 5 minutes before I decide to start driving, then leave. I pollinate flowers.
ditching me
Well,
again.
humans themselves don't pollinate flowers. There's pollinators that. I mean, if you want to learn how pollination works, it's pretty cool. It's how plants have sex. Literally, like it is though. It's not even that hilarious. It's just how.
I wouldn't consider them necessarily empirical because, like, for instance, something that is mathematically following is going to be multiverse theory, but it hasn't been demonstrated. That's why it's theoretical and not scientific theory. It's like mathematical proofs provide plausibility for something, but they don't demonstrate that it's actually true in our reality. It just points that it is possible for it to be true and that it doesn't break the laws of physics.
Before black holes were actually found, they were mathematically proven, but they still need to be found. They still needed to be found.
Yeah.
Now they've been found, and white holes are mathematically, in some model at least, mathematically provable, but they need to be found. So yeah.
I personally wouldn't say that it has to be predictable necessarily, but like if it's not predictable, that means it's not consistent, which means it's not consistent for truth, which means it's not a good way to dictate something to be true or not. So if you want it to be really consistent in its
breast milk-
truth, it has to
wait.
be predictable.
Rick, why are you talking about breast milk? What? Builds the child's immune system? I mean, yes, partially, yes. It helps with the child's immune system. A lot of that, however, actually comes from passing through passing through the vagina. That usually, that basically covers the baby in microbes and good healthy bacteria, which helps with immune systems. That's
You're
why
right. You do
oftentimes-
have to be good faith HD, but if you want to request, you have to do it. Don't be afraid. Like, you're
it's
saying
why-
don't be bad faith, and then you're being bad faith. Like, shut the fuck up and request up, or fuck off. Like, you are being bad faith.
Well, also, Rick, I would agree. No God, no creation. I don't see a creation, thus no God.
Does someone have the link to the Discord?
I can get it.
Alright, good. Because I'll call Beige on my drive home because he wants to talk about something. I don't know. Something about evolution.
You are bad faith HD. Thank you for admitting it. Are you going to keep crying in my chat? If so, I'm going to stop responding to your stupid ass comments and just let you help my engagement. If you want to request up and have a conversation, do it. If
My
not,
mother's
swipe.
immunity is passed on, partially. Like, partially some of the, that's actually why, oftentimes, like, I mean, this is gonna, tell me to stop, Cody, because, I'm involved in Rick's comments, but, that's why it's actually quite good,
Rick, why don't you
for
request up?
children to breastfeed, because the saliva from the baby basically sends the chemicals in the saliva, the molecule and stuff, sends signals through the alveoli, through the ducts of the breast tissue to the brain, and it basically tells it, all right, this is what the baby needs. It needs more calcium, it needs more magnesium, whatever that it may be. No, it needs more lipids, it needs more protein, less lipids. No, he's all lipided up. Lipided up.
All right, HD requested up.
Alright, I'm probably gonna go.
All right, brother. I appreciate you being here.
Alright, so yeah.
Adios, man. Oh, fuck. Re-request HD. I was trying to drop Evan, not you. There you are.
Yeah, how's it going, man?
All right, so you don't like the definition of evidence.
Yeah. Because I think that you can have logical evidence, conceptual evidence, sometimes even testimonial evidence. Is right. So it's not all going to be empirical, and I can point to a lot of evidences that are
Did
not
I say it
testable.
is empirical only?
Well, by virtue of it being testable, that assumes that it is observable, correct?
Logic follows that too.
You think logic is
No,
observable?
we know that if a logical syllogism or argument, if the premises are not externally verified, it is not sound and true logic. It is valid, probably, but it's not sound. You have to externally verify it.
That's meta logic, which would also not be observable.
It
So
is
your
all
definition
observable.
does not
Literally
consist of
all of
that.
it is observable. Name one thing in a logically sound argument that is not observable.
No. That's meta logic. So
Name
it's
one.
logically observable.
Don't
not going to be
pivot.
observable in the sense of empirical.
I just said demonstrate one.
I'm not. That's not the claim that I'm making.
Here's
though.
one that could be true. A bachelor cannot be married. But that's true by definition. It is a contradiction otherwise. But all logic requires external evidence justifying the premises true.
Oh my, that's a logical conclusion, not an observable thing, right? There's a big distinction. I can give you an example. If I say, for instance, that my argument is valid or sound, that's not going to be by virtue of how it appears or seems. There's
Yeah, it is.
nothing. It is by virtue of its logical form, which is itself. You can't test logic.
Yeah, you
can
can.
test validity, which is not testing logic. It's
Yeah, you're testing the
evidences.
logic.
That's not testing the logic.
Yeah, it is. It's testing it to see if it adheres to the laws of logic, if it adheres to the laws of physics and reality. You are testing it. Logic is not just a
What?
system for knowing if things are right or wrong. Logic is to know if we are thinking correctly. It is not
You
a
said-
truth value system.
You said logic is gonna be in the same.
Do you
sense where
seriously think that
test
logic just
physical laws?
proves
What are you
shit?
talking about? Logic itself isn't meant to be a proof for truth.
Exactly,
meant to be
dumbass.
that.
You're the one trying to use it as if it is. So you just contradicted yourself. So let's move on from logic because you don't know it.
No, because you're using truth in a you're just not using it properly. Because even then, to the definition that you gave for evidences, those are not meant
Oxford
also
Dictionary.
to provide for truth. Who cares about Oxford?
Me.
Bro? So, brother, the
Definitions
definition
matter.
that you
Without
give is
definitions,
also
there's no
not conducive
communication.
to
Without
truth.
no
You know that, right?
communication, we can't get any thoughts out. We can't get any
Exactly.
words out. We can't know what anyone is thinking. We can't know anything about anything. So yes,
The
definitions
definition you
do
gave-
matter, and you don't get to just change definitions because you fucking feel like it.
No. The definition you gave is also not conducive to truth, right? We could
It's
take any
conducive to
definition
the
of truth.
definition of the word, same as a shoe does not mean all-powerful creator of the universe. If I want to change the definition of shoe to all-powerful creator of the universe, that is false. Is it objectively false? No, but if I were to use that, nobody would know what I'm talking about. Therefore, definitions exist and must be held. To some degree, they have to be held because it's the way that we all communicate. If it's not
Did you
held,
think
we
I
can't
denied it?
communicate. You are
Did you think
denying
I
it.
denied? Did you think that I denied?
The definition of
a
evidence
what are
is
you talking
facts
about?
and information leading to a true conclusion. You don't like that, but it's the definition. So I don't give a fuck what you like or don't like. It's the
not
definition.
definition.
It is.
I can point to
Oxford
a lot of
Dictionary.
definitions. I can point to a lot of different definitions.
Cool,
right?
you're
So
wrong.
Evidence would be
Evidence
any
in Oxford
future-
Dictionary is facts and information leading to a true conclusion. Oxford
Okay,
Dictionary.
give me the definition of evidence in Bayesian reasoning. for
Evidence
instance.
in Oxford Dictionary is going to be facts and information leading to a true conclusion.
Yeah, that's just gonna be a colloquial use. Can you give me the definition of evidence in Bayesian reasoning, for instance? Or
That's
Bayesian
just not going to
statistics?
be something that is held as well as you think, because even in Bayesian reasoning, it still requires external evidence and or probability, which still requires visual fucking comparison. You're dumb in three
That-
ways
that's-
now.
that's a lie.
Can
So
you
you're saying that
stop? Can you stop
conceptual-
being pathetic and start
That's
providing
just
an
lie,
argument for
that's lie.
God? I know you're a liar.
That's a
I know
lie.
you're a liar.
That's a
I know
lie.
you're a liar. It's okay. Can
So
you provide your
under
evidence for
Bayesian-
God?
Under Bayesian reasoning, you can take conceptual priors
HD?
for themselves to be evidence,
HD.
which themselves are not testable or observable. What are you talking about?
HD.
Then I reject Bayesian reasoning.
This is pathetic.
Oh, wow. So you what part of Bayesian reasoning are you rejecting?
I'm rejecting that definition.
You're rejecting. So okay, so you can reject a definition in a study, right? In a specific
Dude, can you
standard
just
of the
provide some evidence
definition,
for your
But I
God?
can't deny the definition you gave from Oxford.
You can
That has to
deny
be
it, but
bad
it's
faith. That's
the
why I told
Oxford
you it's
Dictionary
totally bad faith.
definition that people use on a day-to-day basis. And if it's wrong, then we have no communication.
You
So
think
it
that
can't be wrong.
We use the Oxford Dictionary on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
Wait,
Most people have proprietary.
Every
definitions of
word that you
evidence,
have
right?
just used is in the Oxford Dictionary.
And it's also in the Merriam-Webster,
Mhm,
right?
It's also in there
also
too.
the,
Yep, correct,
Wikipedia.
correct. And they all fucking agree, dumbass. Would you like to provide
No,
argument
no,
for
they
God?
No, they do not.
Would you like to provide an
Oxford
argument
and-
for God?
Yeah, Oxford and
Would you like to
Merriam-Webster
provide an argument
definition
for God, or
is
keep
different.
running in meta circles?
We can't get clear in what evidence is.
Provide your fucking evidence. I'll explain why I do or do not accept it, and then you can explain why you don't agree with me. Stop running in circles. It's boring.
now this is
And when I start to give the argument, you're gonna say, "Oh, that's not evidence." But okay.
If
that's
my epistemology is off, you need to be able to provide a defeater argument on why I should accept yours. Provide your
I just
fucking
did.
argument,
I just said
and then I will explain why I don't grant it, and then we go from there.
perfect. Wait.
you didn't
For the
provide
epistemology? What are you
No,
talking
for
about?
your God, dude. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so the argument that I'm giving is going to be a Bayesian type of argument, right? That the world that we observe is more likely or more probable under if theism is true.
Correct.
And given the case that naturalism is true, then that world is less
Correct.
likely.
Now prove that the theistic world is true, dumbass.
Prove that the theistic world, well, the proof comes from its predictability of the world that we
Okay,
have.
what is more
So the
likely? and
explanation of the
listen,
data.
listen. If we compare a atheist worldview versus the wizarding world of Harry Potter, is it more likely that I would have magical powers with a wand under Harry Potter or under the atheistic worldview? Which one's more
Yeah,
likely?
under, yeah, so
Okay,
that
you
would have to be
agree. So it would be
deliberated.
under Harry Potter,
That would have to
correct?
be
So it would be
deliberated.
under
I'm not
Harry
even
Potter,
sure yet.
correct?
That'd have to be
So it would be
deliberated.
under Harry Potter, correct?
Nah, I don't know the powers. So, that
So
would have
in
to be
atheist,
deliberated.
in the atheist natural world, there is such thing as magic and wands?
Yeah, possibly.
No. So, but what is true
By
is
the
that
definition of
in the
magic.
possibly, let's use this since you want to be a douche. It is possible in our worldview. Wonderful. It is true in the wizarding world of Harry Potter, therefore more likely in its worldview. That does not mean the wizarding world is fucking real. So yes, under the framework
Dude,
that
you're
a
not getting Bayesian reasoning.
listen, under the framework that there is a God that did make these things, that did want to and is going to make these things, it would be more likely. We're not in that
Wait,
world
wait, wait.
until you demonstrate that we are.
Evidence first. The thing that you're starting with would be the priors, which would be that there is magic and there is this magic.
That's what you're doing. You're starting with the prior that there is a God and that this world
We're
is
starting with the same priors. We're starting with the same
False.
priors, right? We're going to start with the same priors.
false.
Okay, what do you think is the data that is being explained by atheism and naturalism when it comes to the hypothesis of naturalism?
All the natural things of this natural world.
All the natural things of the natural.
You're
world
trying
are
to say
given a
that this
natural
world is
explanation.
supernatural. You
So,
have
yeah,
to
so the
demonstrate
natural
that.
things- wait. That's
In a
assuming-
supernatural
that's a-
world,
bro, that's breaking the
supernatural things are more likely than in a natural world. You are
You're begging the
correct.
question.
But
You're
you
begging the
need to
question.
demonstrate. No,
You're
you're
begging
begging
the
the question.
No, you did. You
You're-
just said
what
that
did I
the
beg the question
natural-
on?
You bro, you literally just said that the natural things, right? All the natural things are natural. When that's
Yeah,
the very thing that we're
we
trying
live
to-
in a natural world.
That's
You're the
very
one
thing that we're trying to
claiming
prove
that we
is
live in a
naturalism is true.
supernatural world. So, according to you, it's begging the question because you don't grant reality. Your claim is that we are in a supernatural world, and that I am begging the question, which requires a burden of proof on you to prove that there is anything supernatural. So, again, we're back to ground fucking one of you needing to prove your God.
But it's just so hard to have the conversation.
It's so hard to have a conversation with a dumbass that doesn't track.
Argument works.
I know you
if I-
don't. Go study. Open books. They're free at your
I
nearest library. God, I hate Phil Bros.
still don't understand why I need to grant Bayesian reasoning. I think that's the part that confuses me the most. Like, why do I need to grant that? Because he's like, well, what are you rejecting? I'm like, well, in this specific case, I'm rejecting the definition. And he's like, oh, but I'm like, because we're using a colloquial definition,
Hey,
which
and
doesn't cause you to adopt anything. You're using a definition.
you're so not ready for these conversations, HD. Go open up a book at a library. Best of luck.
Maybe I'm I don't know, I'm still stuck on that.
You haven't
Sorry.
opened a single one, HD. You think that we live in a supernatural world and you're incapable of demonstrating that. HD, go troll another chat. You're boring. You're really boring. Go troll someone else.
Do this, and then I re-downloaded a game that I haven't played in years.
Hell yeah.
Gotta play with me, Cody. Gotta play some Warframe.
Probably never will.
It's a time-consuming game.
Just doesn't sound like something I'm interested in. Like, it's got shit graphics, I'm betting, too.
I like it. I mean, it's got pretty decent graphics. It's just going to depend on what you're playing it on. It adapts more to your computer than anything.
Isn't it basically World of Warcraft?
No, it's what's it very comparable to? It's hard to compare it to something. It's like a space. I'll eventually send you a video, but if you don't have time to invest into a game, I wouldn't start it. It's an investment crunch.
Yeah, that's where HD was super confused. If supernatural could be proven, it is therefore actually natural. There's no such thing as something supernatural.
Yeah, I mean, I think that has to be true. If something is proven, it is no longer supernatural.
Yeah, I've never heard of that, Dank. I'm so ignorant on like today's things. Yoshimitsu. Is that a game or an anime? Never heard of Tekken.
So I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that we curated this.
What?
This. I mean, the community. You created that, you know? I don't know what he's referred to as this, but like the community, you know?
I think he's referencing me being an angry atheist. I don't troll, Soul.
I try my best not to lie too, Soul. So, if you can tell me what lie I told, like I'll correct it.
Anyone born? Well, I was born in 2000. I don't know the 80s games, 90s games. I don't even know early 2000s games. I didn't start playing games till like 2010.
I was born in 1996. I am an old man. Oh shoot, that makes you a Zoomer.
Gen Z, yeah.
Man, you're a part of the same.
I'm in the same generation as your kids, yeah.
Well, no, you're a part of the same generation as Redeemed Zoomer. I don't know if you've ever talked to him. He is a frustrated individual. He doesn't get a live. Oh, hold up, Addy. Can you...
Hello. 1966. Hell yeah.
Sorry, I'm changing a diaper and I got a surprise poop, so I had to have my roommate hand me a. Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, Santa Claus says that too, hopeful. Saul, what the fuck? Is this a cry for help? What's going on here?
Soul, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but people who don't know you tend not to know the things you go through. Like, I know this is going to be shocking, but I don't have an encyclopedia of your life in front of me. Now, man to man, or man to non-binary in my case, I will be happy to talk to you. My DMs are always open. Whether I can reply right away or not, difficult, but I'll always talk about things. But that won't be evidence for God.
Yeah. People born around 1975 are higher IQ than anyone in the USA. I don't know, man. Majority of those people are MAGAs. It's the youngins that haven't been voting MAGA.
Also, like, on average, the newer generations tend to have a higher IQ, if I recall. But also, like, IQ isn't really a good determiner for intelligence and truth.
He said no. What age group typically votes? Older Americans in their 60s and above vote the most conservative and show the strongest Republican MAGA alignment. Younger voters under 45 lean Democratic overall. So this is according to Pew Research. Ages 60 to 69, 53 Republican. Ages 70 to 79, 51% Republican. Ages 80, 58% Republican. Yeah, the older you are, usually the more conservative you are. The highest MAGA in 80 plus, consistently conservative in 70 to 79, strong Republican in 60 to 69. Then they trend conservative in the 50s. Then they start mixing in the 40s, and then under 40s, you're gonna start getting more liberal. Like, I was joking about the IQ thing, but
Bruto, I think that's what he was just doing, looking into it. Like, call me crazy, but you were looking it up, right?
yeah, I was. Or have you not looked into it? I literally just did. What?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, he's like, oh, have you not looked into it? Like, oh, after you were reading the study.
I'm not saying that people born in the 75 don't have high IQ. I was joking because of the trend that 75 and higher usually are more conservative. I was joking that it takes low IQ. That was a joke. I did read it. Robot, what are you on about? I did read it. I just showed you Pew Research. You're objectively false.
Oh, I think he asked a question, but I think the TikTok algorithm might have knocked it out. He said it asked you something about you still being a logical realist.
I'm confused what you're upset about, Robot.
Also, yes, angels are real. They live with the old lady Judy just outside of Night Vale.
Yeah, I'm not talking about IQ. MAGA is the lowest IQ movement ever. I grant that. I mean, not literally, but as a joke, yes. Like, I'm not saying literally. I'm joking. I was born in 6'7".
6'7".
Heavy metal poisoning is one of the biggest catalysts in holding conservative beliefs.
Listen, just because there's some correlation between people who used to lick the paint off the wall and conservatives, like, I'm just saying.
Lighted gasoline.
They're putting the chemicals in the water that's turning the fucking frogs gay. Do you understand me? Gay frogs. I don't know, man. I should be asleep, but I can't sleep because I have so much to do tonight, and that's more reason I should sleep. But I'm excited to go to work tonight, so.
I feel that I'm gonna go to work here in the next couple hours, and pretty fucking excited to get back on the road.
Oh man, I'm so excited to go to work tonight. I have.
Yeah, you and your fucking new retrovirus, you fucking evil.
Listen, I was denied. I put in the request to attempt to reactivate it so that we can see, how its components worked, and it was denied. So
Your obsession with it scares me. You're gonna find like the new Ebola or something.
yeah, I doubt it. I don't have anything named after me yet, so that should be good.
What do you guys think about Richard Dawkins saying that Christianity is fundamentally a decent religion? I don't agree.
I think Richard Dawkins was once a great voice for atheists, but now has become a great clown for the atheist. Like his books stand firm as being excellent works, but now today he aligns himself with the conservative right and calls himself a cultural Christian, an atheist cultural Christian, and he denies science. Like the fact that
Really?
yes, he was presented with a whole bunch of studies talking about trans individuals. And he said none of these studies matter because I will never accept trans identity.
Damn. Okay.
Like that's a flat denial of science.
Yeah.
Like,
remember when you said mathematics and logic are objective? I said math is objective. Dumbass.
Isn't logic in a weird limbo between being subjective and objective?
I
Because
would
some
personally
logic-
argue that it is objective because it tells you when you're thinking incorrectly.
Oh, that's fair. I would say where I would think of it is like it's in a limbo between the two because you can logically come to some subjective things, but more often than not it will be objective things you come to.
Objective tool. That's a good way to put it. That's
Ooh,
a good
I
way
like
to put it. Yeah, it's just like science, math, logic, science. They're all testing the objective world, and it tells you when you're wrong or not.
Yeah, Coco. He did say he was now a cultural Christian. He also diminished and misgendered a trans individual on stage. So I take him less and less seriously nowadays.
Oh. Interesting.
I should be making food, but I'd rather play Warframe.
That's not what I said, Brodo. I mean, objective has many definitions. When you look at Oxford, it's going to mean it doesn't change in accordance with feelings, tastes, and opinions. When you look at philosophy, it's going to be stance independent. But it all means that it's true of reality and does not require a mind.
I don't know why he won't come up. It seems like he's got a beef to settle, and
He came up before, and he immediately said math is subjective, and I just dropped him and laughed at him.
yeah, I mean, Math
he's just a joke.
certainly, math certainly isn't subjective.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I was saying, like, logic, we can argue whether that's objective or subjective, but math is objective.
well, you could argue that some mathematical, not mathematical, some formats of math are subjectively chosen, but they're still objective. Like, for example, rounding. If you were to say I'm going to be doing math based off of the rounding theorem, like, you could then say something like 1 + 1 = 3. But
Frodo, number 1 is English vocabulary to communicate the axiom of one thing. It is grounded in axioms. We subjectively created language to be able to communicate the objectiveness of reality.
also, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but objective doesn't mean it's something that can be, like, pointed to.
Yeah.
Like, objective just means either stance independent or mind independent, depending on how you want to phrase it. I prefer mind independent because I think it gets the phrase across better. But like math has to be, and like it itself is objective. Because independent of any stance you have about math works.
Yeah, you can make it work, yep, but it is objective in the idea that it is grounded in axioms, which are objective truths of reality. And then if you do math incorrectly, i.e. breaking the laws of physics and reality, it's not going to work. It's a self-correcting tool.
Yeah, true. Also, Caden, Satan loves you. Oh, I like the way that Silver described it. That makes sense.
What the fuck?
If you practice the call,
I mean, technically I do, I guess.
I mean, I still am technically a part of a ghost hunter group. We go once a month to do ghost hunting.
It's fun as shit.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I'm the only non-believer, or the one that doesn't believe in ghosts in the group.
That's how I always am.
Yeah, I tend to be the grounding of the group, you know?
Yep. But it's still fun. That's like, it's funny that they think because we're atheists, we don't like find joy in video games and stuff that isn't real. Like, yeah, I still read Harry Potter. Like, no shit. Yeah, I still enjoy ghost stories. Yeah, no shit. It's still fun.
Oh, it's tons of fun. And I mean, it doesn't stop being fun though, because like the thing is I feel like I have more fun when I get scared ghost hunting now than I ever did when I got scared before.
Oh, he left.
Like before, when I was going ghost hunting, the fear was that I was gonna get possessed by a demon, right? Now the fear is that I think there's going to be a hobo around the corner with a poop knife. Like, the fear's changed, but it's still fun fear.
God, I love you, Sober.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, Brodo, if you think that math is subjective, show me where 2 + 2 = 5.
I can show you where 2 + 2 = 5. Under the rounding theorem, if we're saying that 2 is 2 because of rounding, but in reality, what we're saying is it's 2.3, and the other 2 is also 2.3.
Which becomes
when
a
we add-
semantic argument.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being a butthead.
You dick. You said you're at work and can't call.
Yeah, I have my AirPods in. Can you hear all the noise?
I mean, I can hear you enough. So 2 plus
I
2
mean,
equals
it's like
5?
air hoses. No, that's just not what subjectivism means.
It
That's
is.
the
Subjective
confusion.
means it changes in
No,
accordance with
no,
feelings, tastes,
no.
and opinions.
No.
And it
It's
also
just
means in
stance
philosophy it's stance dependent.
Right.
Which also means that it changes in accordance with feelings, tastes, and opinions. Both of those definitions work.
No, it doesn't mean it changes. It just means it turns on attitudes, preferences, or goals.
It means it is able to change and it is only dependent on the brain. It is not objective to reality.
No.
Yep.
It just means it turns on attitudes, preferences, and goals.
I didn't hear that
That's
part.
literally all stance dependence or subjectivism. I mean, those are two different things, like anti-realism
Well,
versus realism.
here's what you're doing,
Subjective versus
brother.
subjective
You're
are two
saying
different
that only your definition is absolutely true and only your interpretation of your definition is
no.
true. Because the Oxford Dictionary says you're full of shit. And then also, stance dependent also says you're full of shit, but your interpretation of stance dependent says I'm full of shit. So we have no argument here. You're stuck 100% in meta semantic. And you can't get past it. And I'm not going to get past it because I'm not dumb enough to get past it. Or I'm not dumb enough to agree with you. Because you haven't provided any good justification.
Right. The reason why there's many different definitions is because there's multiple different modalities under which those words are used.
No matter how
just
you
like
look at it,
theory-
all the definitions come to the same conclusion of the same concept. Because
no,
the
no,
concept
no.
doesn't change. The definitions
No.
describing the concept do change.
Can I ask you a quick question?
That is philosophy. If you don't agree with that, you don't
Again.
know philosophy.
Okay, whatever you say. You're well read on philosophy. You're well read on philosophy.
You're well read on philosophy. I'm so proud of you. You see how your comebacks I can say right back at you and it doesn't mean shit to you, so it doesn't mean shit to me.
You're claiming that
You
I
really
don't
suck
know
at rage
philosophy
baiting.
because I don't adhere
You don't
to
know
it.
philosophy. You think that math is subjective. You're an idiot.
But what do you think that means? Do you think that math
We've already
being
went through the
subjective means-
definitions, dumbass. Are you
Okay,
not
so if
tracking?
math
Are you having a
exists-
tracking
if
error?
Math exists, real quick, if math exists outside of the mind,
It does.
then
Math is grounded
okay.
in axioms. Two things next to two things is four things. We added the words to describe it when we made up the symbols, i.e. 2 plus
The
2 equals 4. We made
two
those
on
up.
The two things, what decides that? So the number
Axioms.
two, like the concept of
Axioms.
two,
It's grounded in
where does that come from?
axioms.
It's out there in
Axioms.
the world today?
Axioms. We made up the
Okay,
symbols.
what's the axiom? What's the axiom?
Two things being next to two things.
That's an axiom? Two things being next to two
Yeah,
things
when you
is
put
an
things
axiom?
in nature
Can
next
you
to
define what an
things.
axiom is real quick?
Yeah, there's
What do you
two
mean by
different
axiom?
definitions. You have a self-evident truth that is taken for granted, and or you have a foundational truth of knowledge.
So the number two is a self-evident truth? Is that what you're
False.
saying?
You're not listening at all. You should go study more. You don't know how to listen. I said something 3 times, and you were incapable of comprehending what I was saying.
Thank the gods. That air blowing was giving me a migraine. Oh, I got a new dog. Oh, man.
Dog.
Yep.
Maybe have a conversation instead of being dense, Brodo. Notice how your comebacks fucking suck, and I can just turn it back around on you, and it doesn't mean anything. You're pathetic. You're just loud and wrong, LMAO.
Well, hey, Brodo, I mean, like, you did a lot of talking about like this, but you didn't give us what, like, if maybe you gave us what principle you're using to define subjective and objective.
Please go read, Brodo, some philosophy, I beg of you.
Because there are different philosophical standards, you know?
Yeah, bro, I can explain why you're wrong. So, like, math is literally a description of reality, right? So to say math is not objective, you'd be saying reality that we view is not objective.
I think he's a reality subjectivist.
You think reality is subjective?
I think he is.
That is absurd.
Well, Berkeley's been really famous for that lately.
Reality is subjective. How would you even ground that?
That
it's
all
bas-
things are grounded in mind, and therefore there has to be a grounding mind.
It's basically saying without an observer, you can't have a reality.
But that's you can't even demonstrate that, right?
I mean, like I don't know. The age of the Earth contradicts that, in my opinion. Yeah, I would say math is like a description of reality.
That sounds right to me.
It's
I
called
don't-
solipsism, Ravis.
Oh, okay. So he's just a solipsist. Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I that's when I stopped listening. Solipsism is inherently self-defeating.
I don't even grant that it's necessarily self-defeating. There's no justification for it to be true, so I don't grant it.
Well, for me, I
Broda,
think
we're talking about math, and you bring up color, which is probably the most subjective thing in our world.
that's so weird. I thought Frodo seemed intelligent at first. Oh, hold on.
Berto, I didn't say you are a solipsist. I said under that worldview, that's what you would be. Frodo is trying to request up again, sober. I don't want to talk to him. If you think you can get through to him,
Honestly, I would if he didn't have such a noisy background.
he does have a crazy ass noisy background. Yeah, just due to the background, no. And I interrupt you when you're objectively wrong about something. I'm not just interrupting you for shits and giggles. If you say 2 + 2 = 5, you bet your ass I'm going to interrupt your dumb ass.
Yeah, if you mute Broda, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
All right, fuck it. I'm just going to let you guys go at it.
That's fine.
And I gave the example of redness. It was analogous to you saying if it maps to reality, then it's objective because it's describing a part of objective reality.
Yeah, what math
So that's
equation
why I brought
describes what math equation describes redness?
Do you not know what an analogy is?
I know what an analogy is, but it doesn't work when we're applying the math, right? It would be different if you
Brodo,
bring
it's
up
a
an
category
equation
error.
in math. Like, it would be different if you bring up, like...
Explain how that's a category error.
Right, because it's not related to math. How is redness related to math?
The analogy was to point out your inference you made. You said if it maps to reality, then it's objective because reality is objective. That was the inference you made.
Yeah, I don't think redness maps to reality. I think that's a subjective thing, right? Like, your receptors in your retina can be different varying among a person. That's like a very subjective topic. That's why it's a category error.
Yeah, but all you're saying right there is I think math is objective and you don't. Haha. That's literally all you're doing.
Right. Repeat back what I said.
My bad, I was loading the part. What did you say?
I said repeat back what I said.
The most recent thing you said?
Yeah, like when I responded to your redness comment, your analogy, and how it's a category error, like what did I say?
I can give you like a juxtaposed version. I can't do it verbatim. I don't remember exactly what you said, but it was something along the lines of show me the math and the redness of an apple or something to that effect.
Yeah, that was one of my points, but what was my direct, like, you know, you were bringing up the redness and how it's an inference on our objective world, and I brought up how it's subjective, you know, like, because it's our retinas, right? The things that kind of detect light and then, you know, make our brain imagine a color. Like, you can have synesthesia, which, you know, it basically rewires your brain. So, like, when you see a color, you actually hear a noise. Or when you see a color, it's actually a shape instead of, like, red, right? Like, that's a real brain disorder. So, yeah, color is subjective. When I'm applying to math, is math directly is functions and inputs and variables that are related to our objective reality, right? So that would reflect, and that would be an objective tool that we use to describe reality.
Right, and someone with the condition of like schizophrenia or something, would they be able to like do math even though it's objective and math to reality? Or is that like an outlier that deems it subjective?
Sorry, I mean, are you asking me if there's equations in math that you can do that isn't reflective to reality?
Well, your counter example was that, you know, some people have conditions where they can't, you know, like they see the color red and they hear something instead. Therefore, it's subjective because, you know, it can change or whatever you think subjective means. I don't know. It just seems like a massive confusion on your end. But I just brought up the fact that, you know, people are schizophrenic. They probably can't do math because of some brain condition. So does that mean it's subjective because they can't? Under the same inference that you made.
Yeah, color is different than not comprehending, right? Like, I can totally agree that someone who has schizophrenia probably doesn't understand math that well. Like, let's say they have, like, I don't know, dementia is probably a better fitting thing. And let's say they didn't get proper education. I can totally say, yeah, they probably aren't that too good at math, but that doesn't change the fact that math is a descriptive, objective tool of our reality. I don't think that, like, doesn't stand.
So you think all of mathematics exists outside of any conception of it?
Sorry, by conception, you mean like, I mean, I agree. I mean, sure. I mean, you can say math is a concept in a way. I call it a language, and I think language is concept, so sure. But I think it's like an objective tool that we use to describe our reality. I don't see the problem with that.
I agree that math is a language. I'm just saying, you think math is objective, meaning it's outside of attitudes, preferences, or goals. So it just exists regardless of what anybody thinks of it or anything like that. So do you think some like alien species, if they discovered math, it would be like a 1-to-1 to what we do?
Yeah, it like literally like here, let's say there's an alien species in our universe that has the same laws of physics. Unless they are literally wrong, yeah, they would make the same inferences. I'm not saying, yeah, maybe their variables might be different. Maybe their math, maybe they don't have calculus, right? Maybe they have like a different
Their language
form.
will be different.
Yeah,
but math
that would get to the
is
same
not
answer.
subjective. Math is objective.
Right, I understand you saying that. We're hashing that out. I just don't understand how a language that we use to communicate concepts of reality is
Brother,
like,
because
that literally makes no
we made up
sense.
two,
That's
they might
incoherent.
make up fucking leprechaun. Like they might use the sign of a leprechaun or something for two. Like that's what's subjective. The subjective part is the communication
you're
aspect
so
of it.
Here, no, bro, you're like
Yes,
you're
yes,
conflating
yes,
the
yes.
difference. You're not understanding the difference between the value of it, between the identity. Like I agree, the identity of something might be different, like a variable, right? Or they might not use a function, right? Or I don't know, like a parabola. I don't know what they would use, right? They might have different names, different identities for these things, but the value would still be the same, right?
What are you taking value to be? Like, what do you mean the value would be the same?
Right. So let's say, for example, you know, let's say for our value for 2 is 2, right? But in their reality, it will still equal 2, but it could have a different name. Like literally, think of any name. It's math if you keep that same identity to hold that value, right? So I can say stick equals 1. So if I do stick plus stick, that'll be 2, right? Because it holds that value. It doesn't matter what the name is.
Right. I mean, I agree. That's
Right,
pretty
that is
simple.
objective. That is math. Our communication of math, the words and symbols can change, but the math itself, what math is, the adding of things, the subtracting of things in objective reality, that doesn't change.
I think the conflation is you guys are thinking math is the things, and it's not. It's the language we use to describe the things, which that in of itself is the subjective part.
Here, let me tell you this. If I don't know, let's say we're going over like black holes, right? The equations that's used for that. If you think if we use like, let's say we know we have to get to this specific answer for it to work, right? Because it's a describing tool, right? So we know the value of whatever, and we need to break it down and see how we got to that value. If we break down that math and don't get to that value, that math equation is wrong. The values are not correct. But if you get to that solution and it's the only solution and there's no other concepts that would, rival this solution, then it's just correct. That's the math for this equation.
Right. But correctness is not what decides objective versus subjective. Like that's the confusion. Just because something is correct, like there are moral truths, but subjective truths.
Wait, so
Like,
I'm
just
confused.
because-
Are you disagreeing that our descriptive values aren't the values that we see?
I don't even understand what that's asking.
Right. So like when we're E equals MC squared, right? I agree. If you say energy in that equation is not energy, it wouldn't work, right? If it doesn't have that same value, or if the speed of light isn't actually the speed of light, it isn't that constant, then yeah, I agree that wouldn't work. But it only works when you apply the numbers that we see within our objective reality.
Yeah, you just keep saying that math points out objects within reality. I'm not disputing that. Math
Yeah, that's kind of
is
the whole point.
language. Yeah, math is the language we use to pick out things in reality, specifically numerically, to know quantity.
Brother, no, math
That's
is
what
the
math is.
system. Math is not the language that we're using to communicate it. Math is the system that we're using to test things.
No,
Math
is
is
the
putting
language.
two things next to two things to get four things.
Math is the two in that, not the thing.
If that's what you want to say, that's not what it is,
That's
though.
what it is.
No.
No,
Are you saying
brother,
that, are you saying the object that math picks
confusing,
out
like,
is math?
you're
So if I say there's
confusing
two
values
chairs, do
and
you think
identity.
chairs are
You're still
math?
confusing it. The values
I'm
that we
not.
pull
Not
from
at all.
our objective universe are true, right? That doesn't vary because of our mind. That is true. So, like, if I look out, the speed of light, we've measured the speed of light with detectors before. We've literally frozen light before, right?
Yeah,
It's like
using math that we came up with.
186. Wait, you don't think the speed of light is something we measured? You don't think it's possible to measure something? You
No,
think that's something we made up?
How do we measure the speed of light using what?
Detectors.
No, what's the description of the speed of light? What is that thing? Is that math? Is that the language we use to describe the speed of light?
Description. I mean, it'll vary between, like, here's a good example. It'll vary between meters or miles per hour or miles per second. But at the end of the day, all those values would equal the same thing.
Right. Because of the language
Right,
system
so
we
what's the
created to
disagreement?
describe those things. The
Sure,
disagreement
do you
is
agree that the
math
speed of light is what the speed of light is? Because we've measured it, not because we made it up, because we have measurable proof.
Okay, here's a good way to say it as well,
I
though.
didn't hear what you said. I got to go on mute for like 3
Okay,
minutes,
yeah.
4 minutes.
Brother.
I got to wash my hands and go.
Listen to this.
You'll be in
You
my
think
pocket. I'll
that
be listening,
math...
okay?
Okay, cool. You think that math itself is the subjective part, is the words. Okay, let's change the word math to mouse and two to leprechaun. It's still mouse and leprechaun is two leprechaun. Okay? That's going to be 4 still. The math does not fucking change. It is objective. The way we communicate it changes because communication in words are subjective. Math is not subjective. It is objective. It does not change. 2 + 2 will never not be 2 things next to 2 things being 4 things. Our descriptor of 2, 2, 4 equals plus, minus, etc. can change. We can call it something else, but it's still going to be the exact same things. 2 things, 1 thing, 4 things, next to, taken away of other things. That is it. This is annoying.
By the way, I'm gonna be in like a dead zone for the next like 5 minutes. So
Cool. What's up,
You
Hyper?
miss me? Did you miss me?
Theist or atheist?
I'm a theist.
Okay. Did you have any comments on the math thing?
On the what, sorry?
The math argument.
The math argument?
Mm-hmm. This dude is saying math is subjective.
Maths is, well, I don't think, no, it seems silly to say mathematical facts are subjective. Like, presumably 2 plus 2 is objectively 4.
Yup.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
I was listening.
So again, we can change math
first of
to
all-
leprechaun, etc. That does not change the actual math. It's still going to be 2 plus 2 is 4. Even if we change the words, the process of 2 things next to 2 things is still 2 things next to 2 things.
That's because you already have the concept of 2 and 2 and what it means.
Which comes from objective
That is
reality, you
math.
idiot.
No.
No.
No. It's so funny you're saying idiot when you're saying shit like that.
Dude, you're calling math subjective and you want to call me an idiot?
No, I did not call you an idiot. You called me an idiot. I just
Because
said it's
you
funny
are an
that you called
idiot.
me an idiot. Okay. Okay. That's funny.
Look at this.
Just
Look at this.
please look
No
into-
words. No words. I just put more than one thing up.
Sure.
That is objective. That is math.
The objects you just showed are objective.
One object next to another object is more than one object. That is objective.
Yeah.
That is
one
math.
And one.
That
Dude,
is
math
the grounding
concepts
for
of
math.
one.
No,
Listen,
that is the
please.
language that we use to describe. False.
Yes,
false.
that is what math
nope.
is.
Nope.
Math is the
nope.
language. Oh my
nope.
God, are you
Math
serious?
is the
You
actual
have to
adding
be
and
joking.
subtracting of these things. False. You are objectively wrong. You are arrogantly
Well, first
wrong.
of all, to say objectively wrong, that's absolutely
You're just
silly.
a fucking idiot. I'm done with you. You will never come up ever again. You're too dumb. What you got, Hyper?
I think there's many things that are evidence of God.
Sure, name one thing that points to a god.
Can name you 3.
Just one.
Okay, I can name you 3. No, I'm joking. I'll name you one. I'm joking. I mean, I think the existence of just fine tuning is evidence of a God.
How do you demonstrate that something made the universe?
Through fine tuning.
How do you demonstrate that something tuned the universe?
Or how do I demonstrate something tuned the universe?
Are you talking about fine tuning as in tuner implication, or are you talking about fine tuning
No.
that the constants are the way they are because
Yeah,
of
that's
something?
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
The constants
either
are the
way
way
you
they
look at it, something had to have put it there, is what you're saying, correct or false?
No.
So you don't believe that God made the
No, I'm saying
constants?
I'm making a probabilistic argument. In the
No,
sense that I'm saying,
you
okay,
have no God world to compare it to. So it's not probability.
What?
It's a
You said I
100%
have
probability where we are right now, and that the constants are the way they are is 100% probability because it's a 1-to-1 ratio, one universe to compare. That's how probability works.
No, that's not how probability.
That's literally how probability
sorry, one
works.
second. Presumably, you
Here,
can assign.
Hyper. Am I breaking up or am I going through?
You're good.
All right.
No, you're
bet.
going for it.
So
I was just gonna say.
how probability
do you wanna
works
speak?
in a Bayesian, you're making a Bayesian inference, right? So what that means is that you have to
I mean,
establish.
I didn't necessarily. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
you.
fine tuning is Bayesian, by the way. Like that
No,
is
not
Bayesian.
always. I mean, presumably.
All right,
no,
which
presumably you
you're
can
using a
connect to, like, some-
nomological, right? You're using a constant.
No, look, dude, I'm a Bayesian myself. The point I'm making is just that nothing about making some argument from fine tuning is committing you to specifically that theory of probability.
Well,
or
you
that way of
appealed the
modeling
probability, right?
Of course, I believe in that, but the point is, I mean, and that's typically how it's ran.
I know,
The
but
point
you
is,
appealed the
don't need to commit
probability.
yourself to that, but I am.
When you appeal to probability and say my hypothesis is more likely than your hypothesis for said reasons, that's a Bayesian inference. Is compare and contrast.
Standardly, sure.
Well, that's exactly what you brought up, right?
Okay, so I'm saying I am making a Bayesian argument.
That's not what you said before.
Oh my god.
That is what I said. I just said it didn't
Backtrack
commit me to
much?
that.
All right,
simplicity
that's fine.
didn't commit me to that.
All right, what constants are you referring to?
I mean, you can just look at the SCP for a list of them, but it's stuff like the cosmological constant, for example.
Right, and that
Dark
would be.
energy.
Yeah, this
What?
is not constant, by the way. Just
It's
letting
not
you know.
constant?
No.
What do you mean it's not constant?
Yeah.
You're breaking up a bit.
Here, give me like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Shucks. I don't know where he's going with the it's not constant thing, but okay, gravity. Yeah.
Yeah, those kind of things.
Okay, so for it to be evidence, the definition of evidence is facts and information leading to true conclusion. Your conclusion is God has anything to do with that. For gravity to be evidence of a God, you need to show God having anything to do with gravity. So what part of gravity
that's what-
demonstrates a God?
Well, I said the cosmological constant, but the thing is, right, the way
So
I make the
demonstrate
argument-
God
sorry, one
having
second.
anything to do with that.
Sorry, 1 second. Okay, I'm going to explain to you how. So, the way we do it is we'd say, okay, so this data, it's more expected if there is a God than if there isn't, because if there isn't, it seems, well, reality seems indifferent to whether or not there's fine tuning. But if there's a God, of course, reality seems to favor a fine tuned universe. So, that's why we'd say, okay, it's more likely if
Well,
there's
that's
a God than
because
there's
the
not. So since
constants
we
are
have that
descriptions
data,
of the universe, dude. We're just
What's that?
describing the universe. It is how the universe works.
fine tuning. Okay, we're describing facts about the universe, yeah, right.
Yeah,
and then we're saying
it is the
okay, how do
universe. It
Yeah,
is.
and
There's
we're
only
saying, what's
one
the
way that it could have
explanation?
been.
You said what?
There's only one way it could have been, and it is the way that it is. The universe,
Why
the
would we think
constants
that?
don't change. Why would we think
Why
that?
would we
Because the
think that?
constants are constant.
Okay, so
You think
no,
that a magical
presumably-
unicorn made the constants constant, but you have no
Do you
demonstration of
believe
that.
that? Do you believe that?
You do.
You just said you do. You just said I believe. You just said you
No,
believe
I
that.
said you believe that.
You said you believe that. Okay, so let's critique. Okay, anyways. So are you saying then that, well, there's no other values that could have been assigned to these constants?
Cars are evidence of people. Want to know why?
Can you answer my question?
No. Cars are evidence of people.
Okay,
Do
so
you
you're not
wanna
going to
know-
answer the question.
No, I'm going
it's
to
directly
show you.
relevant to what you're saying.
Cars are evidence of people because cars don't appear naturally in nature. And we have evidence of blueprints and mechanics putting and engineering cars together. So it is good and correct to say that cars are evidence of people because we have all the evidence justifying the causal mechanism for cars to be pointed to a person. You are saying that constants are evidence of a God. You now need to demonstrate God being the creator of these constants or having anything to do with them, which you
Okay.
cannot do. And you keep on pivoting to fucking You just
Yeah,
keep
here,
pivoting.
Okay, so
Yeah.
first of all,
Here, hold up, Piper. I just want to bring out your cosmological constant. You could appeal to gravity, maybe, fine. But, like, if you can't appeal to expansion, expansion's slowing down. The acceleration, anyway.
so why can't I appeal to that?
Because
that
then
means it's not a constant.
Because it's not constant,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that means
I
it's not
mean-
a constant.
and therefore I can't appeal to it.
Yeah,
Because you're appealing to
what's a
constants.
cosmological
Holy
constant, Piper?
shit, dude.
It's kind
I
of
don't
in
know
the
why-
name,
don't,
right?
don't crash out again.
Well,
But anyway,
Hyper, that's just,
Stupidity
like,
makes me
ignorant.
crash out.
To be fair, that was just plain ignorance, right? Yeah, I said something's not constant. And you're like, why can I say this thing is a cosmological constant when it's not constant?
Okay, I just want to know: are you rejecting fine tuning?
I'm rejecting your constant on an expansion.
No, answer the. So, are you rejecting the standard view of there being fine tuning?
I think it's-
that.
I reject
I don't think
the
you would get
inference
anywhere
to a
probability.
Because
tuner.
qua physicist, right? No, sorry, I'm not talking about this qua
Right.
physicist. I'm not qualified in that. I'm talking about. I'm taking this data that physicists have given, right? That you can find on the SCP. If you search up fine tuning, they give all the examples, and I'm saying, okay, qua philosopher, I'm making an inference from this. So, are you rejecting then that data that the physicists have given regarding fine tuning?
No, I agree. Gravity is like, I wouldn't say it's fine tuned.
Yeah, it's
I
the
don't know
word
either.
fine tuning that we don't agree with. We don't grant the
Right.
implication of there being an external tuner.
Okay. Okay, when I'm saying fine tuning, I'm saying there's this very
We agree
narrow
that there are
range.
constants, which is what you're trying to say. Yes, we agree
Yeah,
that
but-
there are constants. We
Here,
agree that they're
Hyper,
accurate.
I would agree is a fine tuning situation if you can show me why it's not expected under a naturalistic view compared and like is like, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't we expect this in our view?
Well, I mean, I explained that earlier.
You haven't explained shit.
Well, I did. Okay. but I can repeat it if you want.
why is gravity as a constant not something we would
Okay,
expect?
listen, okay, so I'll repeat it. Okay, because I know you weren't here for it. So
Yeah.
pretty much the idea is, presumably, under this naturalistic view, reality is indifferent to the fact of fine tuning. Right, that was what I said. And then, if there is or if theism's true, then presumably reality seems to favor fine tuning or a fine tuned universe. So do you accept both of those premises?
I don't understand why you're saying like the universe is indifferent. The universe
I didn't
is
say
what the universe is.
Did I say
right?
the universe is indifferent?
Well, you're saying these constants should be indifferent. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying reality is indifferent, meaning there's nothing.
What
that
is reality?
exists, or sorry, 1 second. So there's nothing that exists in causal reality that would make us think, okay, so this would have reason to favor bringing about a fine-tuned universe as opposed to any other universe, or having the constants be assigned any other value. So that's what I'm saying.
You mean like we wouldn't predict this to be the case?
Yeah, I'm saying it's indifferent.
Maybe. Yeah, sure. I can kind of say like, yeah, we wouldn't predict it, but like, why would we not expect it when it's what we see in our universe?
Well, that's not what we do.
You don't think we see things in our universe and make
No,
inferences?
that's not
from
what
it?
I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is that when we have this data in our universe and we're making a Bayesian inference from it, what we're doing is we're just taking the hypotheses themselves, saying, okay, how likely would it be that we'd have this data? Because
I don't understand, because
if you
you're
have-
appealing to gravity, right? You're appealing to gravity. We know
appeal to
gravity
gravity,
is
so if-
constant. We know, sure. I mean, cosmological constant
do
doesn't
you-
apply, but do you want to do expansion or gravity? What do you want to do?
gravity, look, I'm just taking the fine tuning as an umbrella that is inclusive of all those. But what I was trying to say to you,
I'm breaking
was
it
that-
down.
Look,
for
what I
you,
do,
that, like, it's not
what
the
I was
case.
trying to say to you. Okay, just go on then.
For one, expansion, dark energy, that is decreasing, right? The acceleration is not increasing or remaining constant. So you can't appeal to that, right? So when you say
What premise am I
umbrella, you can't
making?
appeal to that. So I ask gravity, for one. We do know how that works, and we know it's constant because of space-time curvature. We know how that works, and it's like a brute fact. So if it's a
Okay,
brute
so
fact, why wouldn't
can
we
you just-
expect it?
If it's a brute fact, why wouldn't we expect it? Well, presumably, look, it's pretty easy actually, because presumably, probabilities or objective probabilities at least are grounded in causal explanations of events. Right, the probability that we'd have some event obtain is parasitic on causal mechanisms behind that event. So, if you're saying that these are just brute facts, then of course you can't assign any probability to them.
Yeah,
or
that's
to their
kinda
obtaining,
the
other than
point,
just
right?
a different probability or equal probability.
Why would I not say that like space-time curvature is a brute fact when that's
Data available, it is what is true in actual world. You're the only one assuming that
Yes.
another world is possibly existing with zero fucking demonstration of its truth.
I'm assuming that. Do you
Yeah.
not think? Okay, so do
You're
you think, so can you answer this
presupposing a
question?
God worldview. Yes,
Okay,
you are
so
assuming.
answer no, I'm not. Okay, that's confused. But look, do you think that other worlds are conceivable?
Yeah,
With-
so is Harry Potter.
Okay. So if they're
Hyper, you gotta be
conceivable,
specific with the same laws of physics or without.
okay, it can be either.
No, it can't. I don't
It's not
think that's
conceivable
true.
without the laws of physics.
I think the laws of physics can vary, but I don't think they can be stupid different.
Okay, you don't think they can be stupid different? Is that not conceivable?
Yeah, because like think about it like this: if gravity was way stronger than what it is, obviously, you know, the universe wouldn't be because it would compress everything. Is that not hard
So
to
do you think then the universe necessarily obtains? Because that's what saying that's going to
Yes.
entail that it's inconceivable is going to be parasitical.
You don't think the universe is necessary while you're in it?
I don't think the universe is necessary. No.
Then what's it contingent upon?
I didn't say it was contingent upon anything. I mean, I do believe it is contingent upon something, but when I'm saying it's not necessary, I'm
So
saying
what's it
doesn't
contingent
obtain
upon if it's not
I'm
necessary?
saying it doesn't obtain in all possible worlds. That's what it means to be
That's
necessary.
that's the thing, Hyper. We don't have a possible world to compare it to. So how can you say that?
We do.
We have
do,
a
dude.
possible world that we can compare our laws of gravity
Yes, we have
to
many.
a
We can
different.
think of many possible worlds.
We can think of anything we fucking want. That doesn't make it.
I can
like,
also
I don't
think
know.
of the
well, no,
MCU
first of all, no, we
universe
can't.
where Superman is flying around. It doesn't mean that world exists.
Look, I don't believe in like this view, like this Lewisian view of possible worlds. If that's what you're talking about, no.
Here, Hyper, I'll say this:
Make
we
myself
don't.
sound
When we're
know-
talking
let-
about
let-
possible worlds,
worlds-
and
possible
possible world
worlds are
semantics, we are
abstractions.
talking about different ideas of our world where things could
Yeah, and
possibly
that's-
be true. You are talking
so
about
what
a
is a
possible
possible
world where the laws of physics aren't fucking true, which means it's not our actual world, and it's also not a possibility because it's breaking the laws of goddamn motherfucking physics.
Okay, so you think
You
it's
are
an
so
impossible
ignorant
world,
in
then?
what you're talking about.
So it's an
Here,
impossible
Hyper,
world.
let me tell you that, like, when you do a possible worlds thing and you say the laws of physics could or could not be different, we don't know if that would be the case in this possible world. We don't know if the laws of physics would vary or stay the same. So it's
Well, we
like
do.
not fair to make that assumption.
We do.
We do.
Well, yeah, because when you, I mean,
We
I mean,
know
I
we
think
know
what you're trying to-
exactly
look,
if there's
look,
another
hold
world.
on,
it will
one second,
definitely
one
have
second,
different
one
laws of
second.
physics.
I think what you're trying to say is we wouldn't be able to know whether this is a possible world or an impossible world. Like whether it's a
It's
counterfactual or
impossible in
counterpossible.
accordance with the laws of physics of the one and only universe that we have to compare and demonstrate.
I mean, so do you think that's metaphysically impossible?
Unicorns are metaphysically possible. Doesn't mean they actually
That's not
exist.
what I asked you. Okay, I'm asking. I asked you. So, do you think that this scenario,
In
would be a
accordance with the
metaphysical-
all the
Do you
grounding
think-
of in the accordance with the grounding of all
This
physics,
scenario.
all philosophy, all metaphysics, all mathematics, no, that is not possible because there's no demonstration that it is possible.
So I think conceivability is a good enough demonstration.
No, it's not because I
why
can
would-
conceive of Harry Potter,
Yes.
dude.
Hyper,
Yeah,
why would we
hence-
grant that there is a possible world that wouldn't follow our laws of physics? Why would we grant that?
Because
Yeah.
it's conceivable.
So is Harry Potter.
Okay, and therefore
It's not
there's a
real.
possible world. Therefore, there's a possible world that contains Harry
No,
Potter.
it's
Well done.
still not possible, but it is conceivable.
You
Conceivability
don't
and
think Harry
coherence
Potter's
does not
possible?
equate to truth, dude. Logic does not prove things in and of itself.
So you don't think that Harry Potter is possible?
No, it breaks the laws of physics.
What do you think it means to be possible?
It aligns with the laws of physics.
So what it means to be possible is that it aligns with the laws of physics.
It has to be logical, at least.
It has to be
That's
logical. It has
idiosyncratic.
to agree to
Obviously, it
some
has to
degree.
be
It has to be
logical, yeah.
coherent.
Yeah, how is Harry Potter logical and sound?
How is Harry Potter logical? Like, well, I mean, presumably there are many like logical languages in which you can write that. And it's,
Again,
like,
that's a
it's
pre-assumption.
Oh
syntactically
my
consistent.
god! You only work in precepts. You need
that
to,
not a
what
precept?
logical
you need to
possibility
rename
is?
yourself to Precept Mars 2.0.
No, I am the
We
new
can
precept master.
grant, like, I can grant a metaphysical thing, sure, but
Okay, that's
we're
all I
talking
need.
about a physical laws of physics that we doesn't change, right? Why would we grant that it changes?
Right, well, you're saying, so are you admitting then that there's a metaphysically possible world?
All right, provide me
where
the
these
mathematics
things
that make
are
it
otherwise?
possible.
Wait, Hyper, how is there a
answer my
physical laws
question.
of physics? How is there a line of physical laws of physics that is metaphysical?
You didn't answer my question. What do you think what do you think I mean when I'm talking about metaphysically possible worlds?
Enlighten me. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, metaphysics means abstract thoughts about reality.
No,
so
no,
you
it
have an
doesn't.
abstract
No, it doesn't.
idea.
Okay, no, metaphysics is the study of what exists.
No, it's
So-
not. That's ontology.
Okay, ontology
Metaphysics
and
are
metaphysics. they're not really-
abstract ideas
I mean,
about
ontology, look.
reality that may
Okay.
or may not be true. That's what metaphysics
Dude.
is by definition.
Dude. Ontology just covers what exists, all right? What kinds of things exist and what is existence? How is that not metaphysics? How
It is
that not
grounded in
metaphysics?
metaphysics. Metaphysics are abstract ideas about reality that may or may not be true. A
where you get that
unicorn
definition
with
from?
magical unicorn fairy dust powers is metaphysical.
Where are you getting that definition from?
Philosophy.
Okay, so what philosophy book?
What do you call that? I mean, that specifically is from A, Oxford, and then B, what's that philosophy exchange? Not the exchange, oh fuck, let me find it.
Right, it doesn't matter that much. Right, I'm just telling you what I mean when I'm saying a metaphysically possible world. Is I'm
All
saying
right,
that this world-
metaphysics, and this is according
That-
to, this is going to be Oxford, and then also I've got Merriam, I've got Britannica.
that's
We have
fine. I'm not
Stanford
really bothered about that.
Encyclopedia of Philosophy, and that's going
I'm
to
not
be
really
the
bothered
branch
about
of
this.
philosophy that deals with the first principles of things, including abstract concepts.
Abstract concepts. Yeah. that
It is
doesn't mean it's about
abstract theory
thoughts.
with no basis in reality. They're abstract ideas that we
Abstract-
start for a framework. So in this metaphysical framework, is it possible for a unicorn to exist? If it is possible, would it have this? Would it have this attribute? Would it have this characteristic?
exactly.
Could it do this? That is
Yeah, that's not
metaphysics.
what you
It does
said
not
earlier.
make it true.
Hyper,
That's
that
what
is
I've
exactly
been
what you
saying.
said.
What are you
that's not the
fucking
same.
talking about? That's exactly
You
what
said
I've
it
been
was
saying.
Abstract that
Look,
may or
look,
may not be
abstract
true this
thoughts.
whole time. What are you talking
Holy
about?
Abstract thoughts is
shit.
not- abstract
Fucking
thoughts is not the
tracking
same.
error.
That's like
Tracking
some-
error.
Here,
Low
Hyper,
tier,
do you-
low
okay,
tier.
we just read that
It's not the
definition.
same.
Do
It's
you
like some
realize why your
platonic
question
view
was
of like
wrong?
abstractor, right?
Do you realize why your
somebody's
question is wrong?
clumsily confused. Okay, but I just want to ask you. So I'll give a simple definition of metaphysical possibility because I don't want to give something like my neo-Aristotelian view that the audience isn't going to be able to understand. So I'll just say what it means for something to be
This audience
metaphysically
is way smarter than you and me.
I'm sure they are, buddy. Okay. But what I'm saying is that what it means for something to be metaphysically possible is that it's consistent with the laws of metaphysics.
Which we granted that already and said demonstrate that your possible
Okay, so-
world agrees with that.
Demonstrate what, sorry?
You still have to demonstrate that your possible world is actually true. You're arguing that it is true.
Wait,
I
if
don't know
it
what it
follows,
means.
if it's a metaphysical world that agrees with our current laws of physics, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No, I'm saying
That's exactly what you just said.
That's literally what you said.
Dude, well, first of all, I don't know what it means for a
The amount of backpedaling
dude, I
is
don't know what
so
it means for a
hilarious. You
metaphysical-
backpedal
Well, I don't
so
know what it
hard.
means.
Metaphysical
1 second, dude.
physics
I
or
don't know what
metaphysical
it
laws of
means-
physics.
no,
That's
hold on, hold on,
exactly
hold
what
on.
you said.
Hold up, dude. So first of all, I don't know what it means for a possible world to be true. That's just gibberish. Okay.
The
but
fuck you
anyways.
mean it's gibberish? Is it metaphysically
possible
true
world
that
is
the
true.
metaphysical creature, unicorn,
That's
and leprechaun
gibberish.
exist in our world?
That's gibberish.
You don't think if there's contradictions in that possible world, it can't be true?
I mean, I believe there can be contradictions, but that's besides the point. I'll just assume, for the sake of argument, that no contradictions can obtain.
Sure.
Right.
So if you're appealing to our laws of physics and say there's a metaphysical realm where our laws of physics are the same, but it's
No, I didn't say
metaphysical, right? That's exactly what you said.
No, I'm saying, what do you think I mean by a metaphysically possible world?
You backpedal so much.
Dude.
Because I've answered.
Okay,
I've explained that.
okay, here,
Like some state of
metaphysically.
affairs.
Here, Hyper. Let me just say this, dude. Metaphysically, are our laws of physics the same in this metaphysical possible world?
Which metaphysically possible world?
The one you're fucking talking about.
Actual
What I'm
world
talking about.
or
Presumably,
probable
I'm talking
world?
about more than one. Presumably, what I'm saying. Presumably, there are like a potentially infinite amount.
I don't
of
grant in
possible
any
worlds
one of
whereby
those that
they're
our laws of
counter-
physics is different.
like
with our
counterfactual, right?
I don't think our laws of physics can be different.
You know what?
Okay,
Where
no,
I
so do you
differ,
think-
I
okay, then what
differ
you're
with
saying,
Sober on this.
Sober.
Let me provide another angle for you as well. I differ with Sober that I believe you could probably show me the mathematical probability that it is possible to be true, but that still isn't a justification that it is actually true.
Okay, so look, I don't know, like none of you have really denied a premise of my argument. So do you want me to give
You
you,
haven't
my
provided
argument?
one.
Okay, because so that's why I'm about to give it. So the first premise is we have fine tuning, okay, and then the second premise is if theism, then we would expect. Oh, sorry, the probability we'd have fine tuning is not infinitesimal. If atheism, then the probability we'd have fine tuning is infinitesimal.
By fine
And
tuning, you
therefore
mean
we-
like low probability? Is that what you kind of mean by that?
By fine tuning, I mean no, I mean by fine tuning, I mean again what you find on the SCP when it talks about fine tuning, that there's these constants and other certain facts,
Which
right,
is
whereby
100%
the-
probable in a natural world because we only
whereby
have
the
one
values-
natural world.
You don't think those constants
One
can be
second.
probable?
Sorry,
You
what
don't
was
think
that?
there's a possible world where those constants can be probable and end up the same way?
Possible world where those constants can be probable. I'm not
Yeah,
taking.
no,
I
I
didn't
mean,
take a,
there's
so
not a
I didn't take
possible world.
position.
There's not
I
a
didn't take a
possible
position.
world. Okay.
And I don't think like whatever position I take on that is really invariant to the argument I'm giving. Because I'm just saying that
You appeal
okay,
to possible worlds,
atheism-
but when I appeal to it, it's not like it doesn't matter.
because I think it's.
I do
really
need to go in
invariant
10
to my
minutes, so
argument.
we're going to have to wrap this up.
Okay. I mean, do you want to give any concluding thoughts? on
Give
my
give all the
argument? I've just
premises.
given-
Let's hear all the premises in conclusion, and then we can give final thoughts on it.
Okay, so we have fine tuning as the first premise. The second premise is, if theism, then the probability we'd have fine tuning is not infinitesimal. Then the third premise is if atheism, then the probability we'd have fine tuning is infinitesimal. Okay, and then the conclusion is that we have evidence for theism over atheism. And I just want to clarify, infinitesimal just means it's a very small number. That's what I mean. That's
No
what
shit.
infinitesimal means. Right. Well, some people might not know because that's a word that's only used in like quite complex mathematics, as far as I'm aware.
Sorry, what's the evidence for theism besides saying that we would expect this under our worldview?
Right. So, do you accept the principle that if we have two hypotheses, H1, H2, so H1, we have, or we would, some data is more expected on H1 than H2, and then the fact we have that data is evidence for H1 over H2. Do you not agree with that axiom in probability?
No, because I think the prior probability is equal.
Okay, it doesn't matter whether the prior probability
You
is
don't
equal.
think prior probability matters in a Bayesian inference?
No, I said it doesn't. What I'm saying, of course it matters, right?
Then
'Cause if
why'd you
assign-
just say it doesn't
One
matter
second,
out
dude. One
loud?
second, and I'll answer you, sober. So, of course, right. For example, if you assign a really low prior probability to theism and a really high prior probability to
No, I
atheism,
meant prior
that's
as
going to
an
have an
equal.
effect on the argument. Right. The point is whether or not they're equal doesn't have an effect on the argument.
Why would I grant that the
In
prior
fact, I'm
probability isn't
assuming. In
equal?
fact, sober, I'm assuming that the priors are equal.
Okay, then you would expect the same thing. Like if I expect this fine tuning, you would expect the same thing under naturalism because it has the same probability as is theism.
No, there's
If you-
more.
You just granted the
There's
same
more to
prior
probability
probability.
than just
You're
prior
backpedaling
probability.
again.
There's more to probability than just prior
here,
probability.
Here, Hyper, is a equal prior probability 1-to-1?
Is an equal prior probability 1-to-1? That's analytically true.
Yeah, right. So you granted a equal prior probability,
Yeah,
correct?
equal prior. Do you know what prior probability is?
Yes, a 1-to-1.
What is prior
I just
probability?
used that in my example.
What is prior probability?
You would expect the same thing under each view.
That's not what that. So is
If
that
it's the
definition of
prior
probability?
probability, you wouldn't expect the same probable
The
thing.
definition
under
of prior
this under this.
probability is you'd expect the same thing under each view.
All right, what is it? Give me the exact definition.
Okay,
It's gonna be
prior
the same thing.
probability is the credence you have in a hypothesis, or the probability you'd expect a hypothesis to be true, absent any data, right? Absent any data that would then support the theory being true. It's nothing to do with how much we predict the data under hypothesis. It's literally, that's nothing to do with that. I think that's your confusion that you might be making. You can correct me if you're wrong, but that seems to be the confusion you're making. You think it's because we have equal prior probability, then therefore what data these theories are going to predict is going to be the same, right? But obviously that's confused.
Bro, I view everything in a naturalistic world. Why would I grant that a metaphysical thing made a natural thing? Like if you want to take
Because of my
current
argument.
data, I can just appeal to that.
I mean,
and
I can
your whole
provide a
argument
counter
fails.
argument as well.
Okay, because of my argument. So you need to deny a
Look,
premise
I
of
don't
that.
have to grant that a metaphysical thing can have a natural effect. Like I've
You
never
need to
seen
deny-
that before.
You need to deny a premise of my argument.
I'm denying the prior probability. I don't think it's 50-50.
Okay, so you don't think the prior probability is 50-50. Okay, is my argument parasitic on equal priors? I mean, I'm using equal priors. If I was to do the
I don't think it's
calculation
equal.
right-
I don't think it's
Look, if
equal
I was
priors.
to-
I
look,
think we
if I
would
was to
expect.
do-
I don't think it's fair to say that these probabilistic things are more expected under a metaphysical thing that we have no evidence for, compared to a naturalistic view where all we have is evidence for it.
Well, I've just given you the reason to think that, like, the prediction, or that there'd be a greater prediction, or that it's more expected, pretty much.
It's
on
not
the
more
hypothesis that there is
This,
a- one
this,
second,
this
dude.
all
That's
relies
begging the question
on
against my whole
pause.
argument.
This all relies on us, though, granting your definition of God as well. Like, for instance, I could use the exact same likelihood argument over it is more likely in the wizarding world for us to have wands in comparison to a natural world. That the answer is yes, that is
Right.
true.
But the point
But
is-
that doesn't mean that the wizarding world is true. So yes, under your framework
Exactly,
that a
because that
God
gets in.
pause. So under the framework of a definition of a God that is going to and did make a world like this, then it would be more likely than a natural mean. I can grant that, but that doesn't mean that it actually fucking happened. This
Okay,
is
so
metaphysics with zero epistemology.
Here, Hyper, do you agree like the
Okay, so
1-to-1
first of all,
ratio?
can I just respond to what you said first, if that's all right?
Sure.
Okay, so first of all, that's going to go into the prior probability. So we're going to say the prior probability of wizards is very low. But then the point is,
It's the exact
Right,
same
I'm
as
not-
your
okay,
wizard.
one
You're
second.
talking about a magical wizard, dude. There's no
So
demonstration.
just one second. The definition of God, because you're right, we need to establish that. So I'm not building into the definition that you create a world. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
you
God.
are.
No, I'm not. Okay, no, I've not even
Define
defined
God.
it yet. Okay, so God is a being who is all powerful, all knowing, and all good.
I don't know why I should grant that, but
So, A, I don't grant
Why,
that.
you don't know why you should grant my definition?
Because the paradox of the
No.
rock, for instance, is one reason I don't grant that. There's
So do you
also
think
the
that-
problem of
okay.
evil that I don't grant that. Okay,
that's
we have
fine.
many reasons not to grant that. But again, even if we do grant it, brother, that doesn't mean that it actually exists. It's a definition. Leprechauns
My
have
argument-
definitions.
I
Leprechauns
didn't
don't
say
fucking
the
exist.
definition. I didn't say the definition.
Your
doesn't exist. I said,
entire
given the
argument,
definition,
even if
I
we
can make
grant,
predictions.
dude,
that's
even
the
if we
thing,
grant,
Hyper, if you give your exact definition, then sure, but we can replace God with literally anything, right?
That's
what
fine,
I'm
but
saying is that we
Bro,
don't grant all powerful, we don't grant all knowing, we don't grant all loving, because we don't know that.
That's my hypothesis. So now I just want to ask you this question, Sober. Okay, do you think, or are you saying that I'm correct on the predictions in that I'm right in saying that the probability we have this data on theism is greater than the probability we'd have it on atheism?
You
Are
can
you
define
accepting
if we're
that?
talking on
Because you've
current
seen-
data,
because, again,
it's
okay,
a
that's what I'm
one-to-one
asking.
ratio for
I just
naturalism.
want to know, is that something you're agreeing with?
I
Then
know.
we just need to get into the prior
I
probability.
again don't grant your prior probability. If you say
That's
like
not the prior. That's not the prior
your
probability. I'm
prior
talking
is
about
your
the
definitions that
predictions.
we don't grant.
I'm not talking. I didn't ask you about the prior probability. I asked you about the predictions.
The amount of backpedaling is atrocious.
I am
I
not
didn't ask
gonna
you.
I am not gonna pivot from prior probability until I agree
I didn't
on
ask you
something.
about. I didn't ask you about the prior probability. Okay,
That's
we
a
can
big
talk about
problem
that
in a
after.
Bayesian inference.
Okay, but I just want to clarify. Dude, sober. Look, dude, I just want to clarify. Okay, I just want to have this clarified so then I can see. Okay, we need to talk about the prior probability. Okay, are you accepting what I'm saying about the predictions of the hypothesis?
The predictions of if I agree if you say the prior probability is equal.
I'm not talking about the prior probability.
Okay, dude, I don't know what you don't understand. That's like saying, given this whole argument, is it valid without letting me talk about the prior probability?
This argument requires us to presuppose God.
predictions?
It's a
Do you think
presupposition
predictions
argument.
you make from a hypothesis are parasitic
Here,
of
Hyper,
prior
I'll tell you this. If
probability?
I presuppose God in your exact definition, then sure.
Yeah,
So
that
can you
is
answer
the
my
point.
question?
This is a presupposition argument. You
Can you
have
answer my
to
question, Sober?
demonstrate God still.
Yes, if I presuppose you're God, then sure.
That's not so. Sorry, no. I don't think you had the question. So the question was,
Holy shit.
do you think
I'm trying to
that
come
predictions
to
we
a
make? Sorry, 1 second.
conclusion.
Do
Hyper.
you think the predict?
I have like 4 minutes. I'm trying to get us to come to a conclusion of agreeing to disagreeing. A, we agree. We can grant all of your argument. It still doesn't make it actually true in the actual world. That is a metaphysical framework of some possible world where this presupposed God does exist and did do these things, which has zero demonstration of being true at all. And if that is true, then the world is more likely in that framework. Yeah, I grant that. There's no demonstration of its being true. We live in a
so
natural
I just-
world with absolutely zero evidence for that God's existence.
Yeah, that's
Therefore,
fine.
I don't grant
Can
it.
I just ask my clarifying question?
No.
Sober.
Do you hear what I just said?
So I can't.
No,
I
you're
heard
gonna
what you said.
no, you're gonna be a good bitch. Now, I'm sick of you fucking backpedaling like a motherfucker, presupposing like a motherfucker, fucking disrespecting my chat like a fucking dickbag bitch. Now you are now in my corner. You are my bitch. I am bending you over. Your entire
Here.
argument relies on a presupposition.
Here,
Period.
Hyper, I will tell you this. I am not going to talk about your premises when your prior probability doesn't make sense. That's the first fucking step in a Bayesian inference,
I
right?
know, but that. look,
Okay,
I
then
just
why
want-
would I'm not gonna move on to the other parts if you can't get the first one right?
Okay, because you seem to be. You were talking
We
about
need
the. You
to
moved on
agree
because
to
you moved
disagree on
to
this.
talking
What we
about the
do agree on,
predictions.
what we do agree on is in this framework, if this hypothetical thing existed, then we could agree that it would be more likely. There's no demonstration of that, so we have to come to an agree to disagree. A, because I have to go.
Okay, so I just want to ask you this. Okay, do you think that the predictions we make from a hypothesis are parasitic on whether that hypothesis is true? And then for Sober, do you think that the predictions are parasitic on the prior probability?
I think prior probability has things to do. Yeah, it has an effect
no,
on.
it doesn't.
You don't think prior probability has an effect? Yeah, because if you add certain attributes to your side of theism, it depends on your definition, right? And we already didn't grant your definition.
Your
For
prior
example, if you
probabilities
just
exist in
That's not what I.
supernatural
This
world.
isn't what I
No,
asked. you.
Hyper, listen, dude, listen. If you're like you're comparing naturalism to an all loving, all powerful, all whatever God. I'm not granting that, right? Like for example, if
mean
you
you're not
say
granting that?
a mind, if you just say a mind who is capable of creating, that's a vague thing that I could grant, right? Because there's contradictions in your other attributes that you're listing.
Okay, so sorry, so then is what you're saying that my hypothesis is impossible and therefore the probability or the prior probability would be 0.
All right, you guys need to move to somewhere else. Hyper, we've explained 35 trillion times why we don't grant it. You're incapable of comprehending that. If you wanna come back
Sober, are you
tomorrow,
going
go for it.
anywhere else?
Oh, I'll go on Jay's stream. Sorry, I'll go on Jay's stream. I'm sorry.
All right, deuces. You guys have a good one. I love you guys. I appreciate you being here, Sober.
Peace.
YouTube, love you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you for handling that fucking circular as shit argument. You guys have a good one. Appreciate you being here.